Good morning, everybody. It is Monday all day today, and it is the 25th. A little confusion, at least for one or two people out of the four that were here a little bit. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Roger and Friends on WAZU FM 90.7 and on YouTube. Good morning, everybody watching on YouTube, watching and listening. Always happy to see them. And you're welcome to join the chat room. I don't have time to chat in the chat room, but we'll do it with our usual 3 hours. And we say good morning to Terry Chamberlain.
Good morning.
And John Meisinger.
Good morning, Roger.
Good morning. And let's see. You're wearing a short sleeve, and the rest of us a long sleeve, and Terry Growy.
Morning, Captain.
Good morning to see all three of you.
Yes, there are.
Nice weekend.
I think they're little skulls, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Is that
okay.
weird?
All right.
At first it makes you think, am I saying things?
You know what? You're right. I've
illusion.
seen spots in my eyes.
It's a
but
nice
they're in the
looking shirt. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
It
I
is,
like
yeah.
that.
I think they're
Well, the
skulls.
guy's he's loaded.
Well, I mean,
Well, yeah, but he can't help it. He has to have a drink before he
bought
comes
it
in.
used.
Yeah. And he also drinks a lot. Yeah.
I bought it used. It was
Oh no, you didn't. You don't buy used clothes. Hey, you
Well,
didn't
these you do,
shave
'cause
this
it's a
morning.
$200
Are you planning to grow a beard?
no.
I noticed you
I've
didn't
just
shave.
Been, no, I just been very lazy for the past
Did
week.
you have a lost weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've just
more-
been lazy. But yeah, no, I don't like this.
What was that movie? Wasn't there a movie titled Lost Weekend?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Who was in?
Annette.
It was a
Michelle?
No, I think that was the one with Bing. Was that Bing
Wi-
Crosby?
William Holden.
I don't remember that movie.
Could have been William Holden. One of them. It's an alcoholic, and he.
Yes, right.
Uh,
It's a depressing movie. I didn't like
It is
the
a
movie.
depressing movie.
oh, really? Who was the gal that was in it?
I want to say Grace Kelly. That.
Oh, really? That old? Okay.
Oh, it goes way back. Yeah.
Yeah, way back. I think, as a matter of fact, it's a black and white movie, is it not?
Yes.
I hate going to depressing movies.
I do too. I go
Just
to
like you ruin your
escape.
day.
Yes, I go to escape the realities of life, and then you walk into it, and suddenly,
Oh.
if you were depressed or you weren't depressed, when you leave, you're depressed, and that
It's
isn't
the black
feeling
and
you
white.
want.
It's the black. How come everything back then was black and white?
Because
I mean,
they
when
hadn't
did- when did the-
discovered color,
when
I
did the
guess.
trees- Oh, we had color back then. It just wasn't. Oh, I thought everything was black and white.
That's what I think. That's what a lot of people think. I really do.
Yeah,
Did the
yeah, it's
trees-
all black and white. They want to send National Guardsmen to Chicago because crime is high, but it's declining. But so are the deaths in Ukraine, but they're still killing people. I don't understand, but we'll get into
Nobody
that.
wants help making things better.
Yeah,
so
no,
that's-
you're right. The last thing you want to do is clean up crime. I mean, crime pays, despite the old saying, crime does not pay. Yes, it does. That's why people engage in it.
Rhyme is running crampant, as they say.
Well, I like that. Rampant. Well, a lot of things over the weekend. They had the big Irish Fest that probably set records given the weather,
weather
was
was
so
ideal,
wonderful.
Aaron go bra.
And the
Let's-
duck event raised, how many? 35,000 ducks, is that the number?
Yes, 35,000. I think they all made it back. No one. I don't. none
No,
of them- did him
the
get
last
shot?
I saw, one headed for the Havana.
For Havana. None of them got shot though.
Havana.
It's not duck season.
You don't know
It's not
that.
duck season.
Not duck
Well, we don't know that, but no, it's not duck season yet, so that
Yeah,
could be.
they raised what, a record?
$230,000.
That's amazing for the Center for Prevention of Abuse.
Yeah, that's nice.
And what else? There were a lot of things going on in Central. Years ago, people used to write letters. Remember when they wrote letters to the Journal Star? That was the number one most popular section of the newspaper, is to see who wrote what. In the beginning, you didn't have to sign your name publicly. And so a lot of people,
Now you
I
do?
remember,
If you write now, you have to put your name on there.
yes, right.
Do they even have it still?
No.
I was going to say.
No.
I didn't think
Yes,
they
They
did.
don't even have a newspaper anymore. It's it's like the Spiegel catalog. It's a thing of the past. Comes through the mail now. But there used to be a guy that would send in some pretty scathing and pretty accurate letters, and he always signed it Peoria Pete. and I had a suspicion as to who it was, but it was kind of like, remember when they used to deliver
Oh, the pineapple?
the pineapple? Yeah.
Oh,
And
I got to do that
I
one.
think they
Pineapple
found-
or coconut?
was
Was
a
it
coconut.
pineapple?
It was
Coconut.
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 Sorry.
Well,
Ed Clinch.
Ed Clinch, but they don't know who was the one who sent it.
Right. Right. I did it. I delivered it one year.
You
as,
did.
as Santa
who,
Claus.
Who
Yeah.
got in touch?
I got a
with
call.
you?
I got a call from I believe it was WMBD, and they said there's a coconut here. That Santa Claus is supposed to pick up. The police will pick you up and take you to Ed Clinch's house. I said okay.
What was the story behind it?
It was
Am-
something that happened. There's something that
Something from the
in the
war,
war
wasn't
with
it?
war
Yeah.
buddies, and he thinks it was a war buddy who did it.
Mhm.
And then they all passed away, and he thinks a family member of a buddy took it over and did it for
And
a long
did it
time.
for a while. It was kind of a novel
Yeah.
idea, but with more.
I can't remember how many of those
little
he got.
shorthand,
There was
very
hundreds
good.
of them, I think. Well, no, it would be hundreds because it was once a year.
Oh, well,
Well,
could be get close. I mean,
Yeah,
it could
it
be
was-
75,
yeah,
you know, easily.
Right. Well, no, yeah, I guess it could be. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of
Yeah,
a
it was a
neat little
fashion,
tradition
yeah.
thing, and I can't remember the day. It was right around Thanksgiving.
Yes, it
wasn't
was.
I can't remember the exact day it was. It was after Thanksgiving, I think, before Christmas. I don't.
Well, as I say, it was a novel idea, and,
Very
and
much so.
it's carried on. And any rate,
So when did you
Back
go, when
to-
did you use Pistol Pete? When was that your?
Peoria Pete.
Oh, Peoria Pete.
Yeah.
And how long did you use that when you
No,
sent
I
it
didn't.
skate- Oh,
But interestingly,
You said
though,
skating.
I thought
interesting.
I was waiting for him to
I
take
was thinking
credit
it was
for that.
him.
Yes.
Yeah, I was.
I started using it years later. That's
Seriously, did you
honest to
really?
God truth, yes. I think the guy who did it had a drive-in, and I'll leave it at that. And he passed away, and then you didn't hear it anymore. So I thought, well, heck.
So
that's
you
a
just-
good,
you picked it
yeah.
up?
I started
Kinda
using
like a-
Peoria Pete.
It's kind of like a serial killer that picks up after somebody, you know?
Well, I wouldn't exactly use that as an analogy. Poison pen letter, maybe, but
That's true.
So we may get a letter of resignation. We may be fired from here with a letter from Pete.
But
Peoria
From
Peoria-
Peoria
but I
Pete.
thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it was.
yeah. I mean, I didn't think,
But they don't,
No, you
later
get that
on, they
later
had a
on,
rule.
right.
You sign the letter, and they even sometimes, if the letter was really salty or whatever, or accusatory, they would, I understand, I heard this, would call the person up and say, did you write this letter?
Really?
Yeah, to be on the safe side, because anybody can sign anybody's name. You know, we've gotten a couple of letters here in the studio from people, and with a return address on it. So I wrote a letter to them and said, thank you very much. Would you like to come on the air? And the letter came back, no address. So the
really?
address they put on the envelope was false. The little devil.
dun, dun,
Is that the
dun.
recent? Is this a recent?
Oh, no, no,
no.
no.
it'd be about
Is there a
that.
reason we need to worry?
Yeah. Was it about John or was it about
Who
me?
did what?
No, I get phone calls about you. They don't.
I
They
know,
say
that's
no. I
Just make sure you call about midnight, okay? If you call him.
Yeah. Hey, why don't we? Since we're into
Wow.
since we're into the newscast,
I don't care.
let's do the newscast. And we'll start with the weather brought to you as a service of Peoria Pet Crematory. The folks there are experienced professionals, and they offer several options when you lose your pet. You can reach them any hour of the day or night. It's amazing. These folks, they're available 24/7, and you can reach them because they are people who care at 309-713-1898.
Sunny and breezy today, Roger. High 74. It's beautiful out there now. Low tonight 51. The mild weather continues. Tomorrow will be sunshine and 75. Wednesday 77. Thursday and Friday a little warmer at about 82. Saturday sunny and 79. Currently, I have no idea. I didn't write it down.
53.
53.
53. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a kind of
You
it's
know,
kind of cool out there.
What does the crawl say?
See, you gotta check the thing that's on YouTube because I could be saying the wrong.
It's going very slowly
I
this
know
morning.
it crawls very slow.
52 is what they're saying.
52.
Oh, we'll go with
Okay.
52-ish.
All right, let's have a look at the news brought to you by Advanced Medical Transport of Central Illinois. In a time of need, AMT, the folks there will be there in a matter of minutes with the most skilled and advanced pre-hospital care possible. AMT, dedicated to providing a better life through better health. And now the news with Terry.
Some homeowners in Tazewell County learned last week their taxes are going to jump. That's because they received notice from the Tazewell County Supervisor of Assessments that their assessments are increasing by 7.2%. Blame it on a 4-year quadrennial reassessment. It means your home is now worth more. That's the good news. The bad news is you're going to get hit with a higher real estate tax bill. For older Americans on a fixed income, it could not come at a worse time.
It's a reminder that Illinois residents pay more in taxes than just about any state in the country. According to Wallet Hub, Illinois ranks 7th, and the Tax Foundation says our state is the worst in the Midwest. In 2023, Illinoisans paid the highest property tax rate in the country.
If that doesn't raise your blood pressure, this next story will. 2.5 million people have signed a petition asking the governor of Florida to go easy on that illegal immigrant truck driver who caused the death of 3 people. 28-year-old Hartinger Zing made an illegal U-turn on a Florida highway, leading to a collision with a minivan, killing all 3 occupants. He and his passenger fled the state, but were arrested in California. A judge has rejected his appeal to be released and remains behind bars as a flight risk.
A New York appeals court has tossed the $500 million penalty assessed by Judge Arthur Engoron against President Trump. They said Engoron's ruling was excessive and violated the 8th Amendment, but the 5-member panel left intact Engoron's decision that Trump and his company were liable for allegedly inflating the value of his real estate holdings in order to pay more taxes. Oh, no, I'm sorry, in order to get a favorable rate.
New York Attorney General Letitia James filed suit, though no bank or financial institution filed a complaint, and no one lost any money, including the state of New York. Appellate Judge David Friedman dissented, saying the case against Trump should be dismissed because it was motivated by politics.
Houston police report a homeowner shot and killed 2 men who were posing as police. They were attempting to serve a warrant. The men were wearing bulletproof vests marked police, but no patrol car or flashing lights were present, said the homeowner, who said he was concerned about his personal safety. The 2 men wore masks and had badges around their necks when they started firing at the home. What?
Isn't that a crazy story?
That's really nuts. An investigation is underway. We'll have more.
No kidding.
Wow. Gee.
That is really strange.
Yeah,
It is
that's
really strange.
there may be more to that story than we know.
I think that's a little deeper than what we got here.
No meeting between Russian President Putin and Ukraine President Zelensky has yet been arranged. Over the weekend, Russian Foreign Ministry Sergei Lavrov said his country is prepared for such a conference. However, Lavrov questioned whether Zelensky actually represents the people of Ukraine.
In local news, police arrested 15-year-old boy last Friday after he started shooting near the front of Manual High School in the 800 block of South Griswold Street. No one was injured. Police Chief Eric Escavera said the teenager had been suspended from Manual earlier in the day. The police chief is asking all men together and to get together and in front of the school this morning to welcome the students.
Around
at
7:45. Isn't that an interesting request?
More the well, he wants.
I
He
think they
wants
do that annually.
more the dads.
Do
to
they do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they want the dads to get involved, and he thinks that that'll slow some of this craziness down, which I think it would if, in fact,
If the right people show up.
He's been charged with an aggravated discharge of a firearm, criminal damage to property since some of the bullets hit the school building, obstruction, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. The young gunman was taken to the county's juvenile center. Police so far have not made a connection between the Friday shooting and one that took place last Wednesday that injured a 15-year-old female student.
Thanks to the weather and an exciting lineup of entertainment, the 44th Annual Irish Fest on the riverfront was a huge success over the weekend. We'll get the details from our little Irish leprechaun, Kyle Varnold, later this morning.
I don't know about the little.
Nope.
He's the biggest leprechaun I've ever seen.
The annual duck race was a big hit. 35,000 ducks were sold. They raised $230,000, and I understand no ducks were harmed.
Yeah. Is that a good example of having your ducks in order?
Well, to have
least
your
in a
ducks
row.
in a row,
Yes.
yeah. I don't know. They do.
Many rows.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
come out of the back of a dump truck. So
Is that what they dump them with a dump truck
Yeah.
in the river?
well, they did in the beginning, then they did it over at East Side.
They came down the slide, didn't they?
Oh, really? No.
Well,
I don't know,
Eastside used to have that bucket, didn't they? Didn't they have the bucket at
I've
the
never
water
seen
thing?
a duck launch.
Oh,
but-
I've just seen it on the
So
news.
are they now dumping them in the river?
Well, they used to. That's when it
Because
started. I don't know.
I think the water system at East Side has been shut off
Yep.
for several years
Yeah,
now.
I don't think they've been open for a while.
Yeah.
Why?
The water park, the ballparks are in
Yeah.
the football field still in
Why
place.
isn't the
but-
water park open?
Well, I don't know. You want to call Rick Swan or John Call, the mayor of East Prairie,
it's been
to
hot
find
enough,
out.
right?
Oh, well, yeah, but it's been gone for a long time. Just the same thing they hit like Lakeview and all the other things.
Yeah,
just
I think
lack
people
of
just aren't
upkeep
coming
and-
to swimming pools like they used to.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Shoot, I remember swimming in Glen Oak pool, which was not in Glen Oak Park, but was across from where Woodruff High School is.
It's right where their baseball diamond is now,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
that was a
That was a swimming
It's an
pool.
outdoor
yeah.
pool, yeah.
That was
that
the
was a
north
pool
side.
or was it was
Outside.
a lake?
Outside, no.
It
No, it was a
Outside
pool.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
And I've never seen anyone swim in the lagoon.
No,
Exactly.
I don't think it's deep enough. Is it?
The
Well,
swim?
it's at least 4 foot.
There's fish in it.
Boy, I know there's fish in
Well,
there,
you can
but
have fish in a little
Well,
jar
but
at home.
It's more than. It's,
maybe it's too icky.
But you don't swim in it. I wouldn't swim
I
in
saw
it
that on
anyway.
the sign. Enter at your own risk.
Yeah.
Water is icky.
water's icky.
No lifeguard on duty.
As signed by the Chicago Sewage Department.
Right, yeah, because we get it.
Anything else? Is that pretty well
I think
covered?
we're gonna see
I will
more.
tell you, though,
Well, that's it.
that movie was 1945, and I think it was Ray Milland and
He read the back of my notes.
Oh,
The one we were thinking of. Stealing my thunder, boy.
She does all the
She
work.
does all the work, and big guy gets the credit.
well, the reason I thought about that, somebody, a regular viewer on YouTube, told me that don't hold your paper up.
Yeah, I know. It looks like,
Oh,
you know,
my God.
if that paper's had its use, Roger, you might want
It needs to be
make a Xerox or redo it
Good.
something.
Gross. Now let's talk about icky.
I'm so embarrassed by that. It really is icky. Speaking of icky.
Yes.
Well, anyway, tell us what you
Find out,
uncovered.
Terry.
The
What did
lost-
Roger steal from you, Terry?
The movie The Lost Weekend
Yes, that
was 1945, and it starred Ray Milland and Jane Wyman.
Oh, Jane Wyman. Okay.
And then another similar theme type thing where an alcoholic lost time through a weekend was in 1954, The Country Girl. And that starred Bing Crosby, William Holden, and Grace Kelly.
Oh, I never
See,
heard that one.
we had
We had the bits and
we just
pieces.
didn't have the movies.
Right,
Kind of mixed them up.
right.
And then Lost Weekend, and then Weekend at Bernie's. That was another
That's
one.
right.
That's another,
Yeah.
yes.
It
What
a
was the
drunk thing on
weekend
it.
in Bernie's? I don't remember that one.
Well, the guy, I think the guy died, and
Well, that'd make the weekend lost for him.
yeah, and then they kept him alive so they
They-
could party at his house or
Yeah.
something, or
Yeah, don't they put him like in a
Yeah, they
an
propped him
office
up
chair
and-
like this and then
like
wheel
one
him
of those
around?
cult
You
movies,
guys,
isn't it?
you
Yeah.
guys have to be kidding.
No,
No, it's a real
kind of
movie.
What
kind of
year
funny.
was it? Well,
Probably the 70s, right? Or it might be 80s.
I think
Sounds
it's-
like
I
an
think-
80s
I think it's an
movie to
80s
me.
movie.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, not a lot of big stars, I don't think.
No, there weren't in a lot of those movies.
No,
were there, you know?
But it was a, kind of a slapstickish kind of funny
1989.
89.
Oh, there you go.
All right, there we go with more news
Who's
from
burning?
our friends at WCBU.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm John Norton. Peoria Police Chief Eric Echevarria aims to ease community fears after the latest shooting incident at Manual High School. A 15-year-old boy was arrested Friday afternoon after taking multiple shots at the school building. In a statement over the weekend, Echevarria says safety is the department's highest priority and police are working side by side with school administrators. The police chief says the suspect had been suspended earlier in the day and returned to the grounds with a firearm. The police chief says there is no indication he was targeting any people. He was apprehended shortly after the shooting following a foot pursuit. The incident was the second shooting in the vicinity of Manual High in a span of 3 days. City of Peoria is in line to receive almost $3 million to continue the police department's co-responder social services unit for another year. The city was notified earlier this month of the funding award from the Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority. The unit focuses on attending to crime victims and removing barriers to assistance services. They are still looking to hire 7 more licensed clinical social workers through Carle Health. The City Council will vote on accepting the grant during tomorrow night's meeting. The Council will also act on renewing a 5-year agreement with Advanced Medical Transport and scheduling a public hearing on the proposed Glen Hollow Business Development District. And Carle Health is seeking patients and family members to serve on advisory councils at Peoria's Methodist Hospital and elsewhere across their system. Ann Bowman is Methodist Director of Oncology and the lead for its Patient and Family Advisory Council. She says the feedback from council members is vital.
They're the best individuals to be able to provide us with information on how their experience went and allow us the opportunity to understand what we're doing really well and we should keep doing, and maybe where we can do something a little bit different.
All 8 Carle hospitals have either an existing advisory council or are in the process of launching one. Each council will have 8 to 12 members and meet quarterly. Bowman says they hope to start the council at Methodist in October. Mostly sunny day across Greater Peoria today with an expected high near 75 degrees. I'm John Norton.
All right, John, thank you very kindly. It's not upbeat enough for sports. Knock that music
Okay, it's
off,
been
would you?
that weekend.
Yeah.
that kind of
it's got- Here's John Meisinger with all the latest from the world of
Would you
sports.
sing that one more time? That's pretty good.
I used to play ukulele.
Don.
And also, in earlier years, I played the trombone.
Trombone.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Just waiting for you to move your arms.
Hey, maybe we have a trio.
You know what? Well, it'd be a duo.
Well, we need
too.
76
We
of
need
us.
three.
Well,
After
I
a while.
was.
I don't play anything. I don't play.
I got
myself.
kicked out in kindergarten because I don't play.
Yeah. I got kicked out of the sandbox. I won't tell you why.
Oh, kitty litter.
You're hiding it, were you? Burying it?
And that was sports. Here's John.
Yeah, it took a while to get there, but that's true. The Cubs beat the Angels yesterday to pull within 5 games of those
And that's
pesky.
something. It's not over
Here
yet.
they come, those pesky Brewers. Giants beat the Brewers to help out the Cubbies 4-3. The White Sox over the Twins 8-0.
They're playing good ball
White Sox
lately.
they saved all their runs for the end of the season. They just didn't start soon enough. The Phillies beat the Nationals 3-2. The Rays over the Cardinals 7-2, and the Yankees beat the Red Sox 7-2. With the Peoria Chiefs, after a 9th inning balk, forced extra innings, the Dayton Dragons overshadowed the late Peoria Rally with a comeback of their own in a 7-6 win in 10 innings at Day Air Park. That was on Saturday. Then yesterday, the Chiefs and Dragons ended their 6-game stretch, with the Dragons winning 4-3 in spite of 11 hits by the Chiefs. The Chiefs return home tomorrow night for 6 against the South Bend Cubbies at 6:35 p.m. And you guessed it, it's Taco Tuesday. Yeah, so go enjoy a beautiful night at Dozer Park, and it's probably will be a gorgeous
It'll be
evening.
nice, very nice tonight.
Good, let's hope so. In the NFL, Week 3 of preseason, the Bears beat the Chiefs 29-27, but not without being behind for the majority of the game. So the Bears, I think, are undefeated in the preseason, if I'm not mistaken. Packers over the Seahawks 20-7. The Texans beat the Lions 26-7. The Colts over the Bengals 41-14, and the Titans, like that, the Titans, 23. The Vikings 13. In a thrilling season opener for college football, Rocco Becht showcased his skill by passing 2 touchdowns and adding a rushing score, leading number 22 Iowa State to a 24-21 victory over number 17 Kansas State in the Aer Lingus Campaign Classic.
What?
Held in Ireland.
In Dublin.
What?
It's held in Ireland. Yes,
Really?
you heard me correctly. With 2:26 remaining in the game, Iowa State head coach Matt Campbell made a bold decision. He was either going to be the hero or the GOAT here.
Yeah,
right?
he was the hero.
He was the hero, opting to go for it on 4th and 3 in the Kansas State 16-yard line. A gamble that paid off when Beck continued to connect with Carson Hansen for a crucial 15-yard completion to seal the win. This matchup featured the last 2 champions of the Pop-Tart Bowl. And to commemorate the occasion, the sidelines were adorned with frosted wild berry and frosted hot fudge sundae Pop-Tarts.
Ooh, that's
Adding a
a
unique
winner.
flavor to the
Holy-
conference showdown.
No.
You like that?
I like that.
I
Really?
Love it.
liked it.
Ah,
Love it.
well
That's
done,
very
That was
cool.
the icing on the cake.
Ooh, very good. That's right.
Jeez.
As excitement builds for the upcoming college football season, the number 12 ranked Illinois Fighting Illini are poised to make a strong statement, kicking off their campaign on August 29th at home against Western Illinois. That's coming up this weekend. Under the leadership of Coach Brett Bielema, the team is returning a majority of its starters from an impressive 10-win season in 2024, which concluded with a wonderful victory in the Citrus Bowl. They don't win bowls very often. This promising roster, combined with Bielema's strategic acumen, has fans eagerly anticipating what could be a historic season, and the Illini look to build on their recent success and continue their ascent in college football. I said ascent, not descent.
Decent.
Just so you know, they're a decent team, but they're going to ascend up the ladder. That was bad.
Alrighty.
After several close calls, Tommy Fleetwood is now the PGA Tour winner, with the Englishman
Oh.
claiming his 3-shot victory to win the Tour Championship.
Is that Mick's? That's Mick's grandkid, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think it
Actually,
really
he
is, yeah.
Yes. He takes home $10 million of the $40 million prize money, firing a 2 under 68. That's how he could afford to be a golfer, is because Grandpa
Grandpa
has some-
did okay with
did
Fleetwood
okay.
Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Englishman managed to hold off a number of big names to wrap up the title, with Fleetwood beating playing partner Patrick Cantley he was leaving him at bay via stunning back 9 of ball striking. In other words, he had a great back 9 to beat him. But 268, I think, was his worst of his 4 games. He was 18 under to win that tournament.
Gee, many
That's
Christmas.
a lot of under.
I think a lot of rounds in the 60s.
Yes, a lot of them.
Wow.
In fact, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But the other guy screwed up too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had some bad
He
shots.
put some in the drink, didn't he?
He put one in the drink. He put a few out into the rough.
Yeah, he did.
But he was able to recover pretty well. But you can't play like that and win a PGA
You've
championship.
played a little golf, haven't you, John?
A
In your
long
life?
time ago.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, though.
You don't play with the grandkids?
Once.
You play, Roger?
Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, believe it or not, I shot a 60, and then I had to play the back 9.
Ooh.
And-
Wow.
Yeah, they always
Yeah.
sneak that back nine
see-
in on you when you got a good score going.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. You're wasting your energy anyway. Yeah, I used to play golf. I wasn't very good, but I was good enough. You would be terrible. I'd dub a ball, and then I'd hit a nice one.
And that's
I'd
enough to bring you back.
Yeah, exactly. And I turned to my partner. I said, I'm ready for the PGA.
Yeah.
Procter Gamble and whatever.
Armstrong.
Then the windmill got in your way.
Yeah, I took a 12 on the hole with the windmill.
Yeah. Those
And
stupid
the people
clown
in
nose.
Rolling Acres were angry.
Right. I bet there was a lot of swearing that went on around that clown nose.
Yeah, but you do remember, I think all of us do, that was a great social gathering location,
Yeah.
Wheatie.
Sure.
You could play the miniature golf, or you could play a very short par 3 game.
Par 3, and then they
You
had
could
batting
have it-
cages.
Batting cages and,
And a driving range.
And
driving
driving
range.
range.
That's right.
They had it all.
Yep.
Now it's
They had
a
it all.
hospital, right?
Yes.
Well, it's a medical facility.
or,
yes.
yeah.
Some sort, I think, for youth.
For Utes?
For Utes?
For the Utes?
A bunch of Utes.
Here we go again.
Okay, high school football starts this week. There are some matchups starting this week. We'll be in the Big 12 Friday's game. Peoria High will be at Champaign Centennial at 7. Normal West at Peoria Notre Dame at 7. That'll be at Richwood Stadium. Normal U High at Manual at 7, and Richwoods will play at Normal Community at 7 p.m. Middle Illini Friday night games, not conference games yet, but Washington will play at Niles Notre Dame at 7 p.m. Dunlap will be at Galesburg at 7:30. Limestone at Mount Zion at 7:30. Sterling will play at Metamora at 7:30, and Mohammed Seymour at Morton at 7:30 p.m. And we'll have the scores on those next Monday morning. And finally, this is kind of a one close to home. Nellie Barr and the FC Reign won 2 this past weekend in soccer in Springfield, where they beat Springfield 1-0 in Game 1 and handled Chicago FC 4-0 in Game 2 of their first weekend of league play. Nellie Barr is my 10-year-old granddaughter.
You know,
She just had a great time.
I don't know why. Well, I guess I know why, because you've mentioned it. When you said, whoa, Nellie,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
Nellie
Well,
Barr.
Nellie
Is
Barr.
How old
Barr.
is she?
She's 10.
10.
Yeah, she's
And
kicking
what was
it,
she
too.
playing?
She was playing soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, soccer
Wow.
down there. So we were down there on Saturday to watch her play. And
So all
here's-
your grandkids are athletic. Where did that come
well, a few, yeah, they actually all have been very
Yeah.
much so far, but there's still young ones coming up. We don't know. We will find out whether they're athletic or not, but yeah, they've got
Well, they're playing the game.
just like every kid. They're out playing,
Yes.
having a good time,
Yeah.
and so
And
you know,
so
we
our
wanna
grandparents.
brag about them a little
You
bit.
and Tracy are out having a good time as well.
I got to tell you this because
Yeah.
I think you'll laugh. I'm not absolutely sure. I went to
Well,
get,
don't bank
I
on
went to
it.
get her a sandwich at Jimmy John's down in
Now,
Springfield.
who's this? Who?
Nellie.
You're Nellie.
Nellie
Okay.
Barr.
Nellie
okay.
Barr.
All right.
And went to get her a sandwich, and I walked up, and I said, "Yeah, I'd like a turkey slim with only cheese on it, and a cookie and I think a cherry Coke." And she goes, "So you want just cheese on your sandwich?" I said, "Did I say turkey slim with cheese?" She goes, "Yeah, but you said just cheese on the sandwich." I said, "Did I say turkey sandwich with cheese?"
Now, wait a minute.
my.
As a former teacher, you set the bar kind of high, don't you?
I do expect change back when I do change back. I also I expect to get the sandwich that I thought I ordered. And you can tell me if I ordered it incorrectly. But she said, "I don't want anything on it but the turkey and the cheese." Now, I should have said, but since I said a turkey slim with only cheese.
With only cheese. I could see her confusion, but no, that's
No,
not.
I can't. You know, what you did essentially is give old people like us a bad name. That girl went home and said, "Mom and Dad, I can't handle old Americans. They are very confused and they're rude, and they try to confuse us, and I quit."
I was shocked. Absolutely shocked when she asked me that question.
So did you
And then I thought,
jump all over it?
no, I didn't.
No? Okay.
No, really, I didn't. I
Oh,
said,
okay.
I said, no, I said turkey slim with cheese. She said, "You said just cheese on it." I said, "Yeah, I did, because I only want cheese with the turkey slim." And then she turned around.
I had
and
a
wiped her
similar-
eyes.
I had a similar. I
cried.
had a similar experience where I ordered a hamburger and she said, "You want cheese on that?" I said no. And when I got to the window, I got my sandwich and it was a cheeseburger.
It's always that way, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, many times I'll go and my mind is clear about what I want. And after I order it and they repeat it, I'm confused. That's why I always take a guardian with me.
Yeah, well, you should. You should always have someone with you.
I go through sometimes and I'll order an egg and cheese biscuit because I like egg and cheese biscuits. And I'll drive through the drive-thru and I'll drive away and I'll open up and it's going to be a bagel with bacon, egg, and cheese on it.
Oh, I No. It is really, it's kind of like Christmas time. You really don't know what you're going to get. You're going to unwrap it.
And you could unwrap
Say
a
surprise.
big meal in there.
Yeah, you know, I've had said, I got into it was at, I'd love to tell the joke, Burger King. I was at Burger King, and what I got was nothing what I ordered. But it was better. And my
drive back through.
my guardian said, and of course that's Kathy, said, well, you want to go around and ask for a change? I said, are you kidding? I got a deal here. I've got 3 meals for the next 3 days.
I can upgrade it.
Yeah.
With a family of 8, didn't get to eat.
Yeah.
Catch that Cadillacs, Mildred.
No, Kathy.
Oh, my.
All right, have you any other
I don't have any
anecdotes in the
sports.
world of
It's my
sports?
fault.
Well,
Yes.
good. We're almost up to 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and do the news since we're on this thing. That was the best sports report of the year. I mean, people are dancing in the streets.
They are.
Well, let's start with the news. Brought to you by Spoon River Home Health, bridging the gap in healthcare since 1993. You know, they've been around caring for people of all ages in their homes where recovery and healing faster and more comfortable. You can learn more from the folks at Spoon River Home Health Services at 309-245-0723. Terry? Some
homeowners in Tazewell County learned last week their taxes are going to jump. That's because they received notice from the Tazewell County Supervisor of Assessments that their assessments are increasing by 7.20%. Blame it on a 4-year quadrennial reassessment. It means your home is now worth more. That's the good news. The bad news is you're going to get hit with a higher real estate tax bill. 2.5 million people have signed a petition asking the governor of Florida to go easy on the illegal immigrant truck driver who caused the death of 3 people. 28-year-old Harjinder Singh made an illegal U-turn on a Florida highway, leading to a collision with a minivan, killing all 3 occupants. He and his passenger fled the state, but were arrested in California. A New York appeals court has tossed the $500 million penalty assessed by Judge Arthur Engoron against President Trump. They said Engoron's ruling was excessive and violated the 8th Amendment. But the 5-member panel left intact Engoron's decision that Trump and his company were liable for allegedly inflating the value of his real estate holdings in order to get a favorable rate. Houston police report a homeowner shot and killed 2 men who were posing as police attempting to serve a warrant. The men were wearing bulletproof vests marked police, but no patrol cars with flashing lights were present, said the homeowner, who said he was concerned about his personal safety. The 2 men wore masks and had badges around their necks when they started firing at the home. In local news, police arrested a 15-year-old boy last Friday after he started shooting near the front of Manual High School in the 800 block of South Griswold Street. No one was injured. Police Chief Eric Echeverria said the teenager had been suspended from Manual earlier in the day. He's been charged with aggravated discharge of a firearm, criminal damage to property since some of the bullets hit the school building, obstruction, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. The young gunman was taken to the county's juvenile center. Police so far have not made a connection between the Friday shooting and one that took place last Wednesday that injured a 15-year-old female student. Well, thanks to the weather and an exciting lineup of entertainment, the 44th Annual Irish Fest on the riverfront was a huge success over the weekend. We'll get the details from our Irish leprechaun, Carol Arnold, later this morning. And so was the annual duck race on behalf of the Center for Prevention of Abuse. All 35,000 ducks were sold, raising a record $230,000.
That's terrific.
And sadly, a fire yesterday morning in the 200 block of Margaret Street displaced 2 people and their pets in Creve Coeur. A cause is unknown. Creve Coeur firefighters were joined by East Peoria, Marquette Heights, and North Pekin fire departments.
That must have been quite a fire.
No kidding. And those are the headlines, Roger.
All right, how about a check of the weather this morning brought by Realtor Kathy Reynolds of Brilliant Real Estate. She's available to help you buy and or sell your home. Experience counts. That's why you can count on Kathy Reynolds, 309-696-2162.
Beautiful day today, Roger. High about 74 tonight, low 51. The mild weather continues tomorrow. Sunshine and 75 degrees. Wednesday, 77. Thursday and Friday, a little warmer, about 82. Right now, 52-ish at the wazoo.
There you have it, news and weather at the bottom of the hour as we continue breakfast with Roger and friends, Terry Chamberlain, John Meisiger, and, of course, Terry Growley, and our good folks. Kendra says a little follow-up on the story about your debacle at, where was it?
Jimmy John.
Jimmy John.
Jimmy John.
JJ's.
She said that the Slims only have meat and cheese on them.
Made it even more my story than
Yeah.
that kind of does it. You talking about when you went through, you go through the drive-through, you have your guardian,
Yeah.
or your little helper,
Yeah.
and we know who that is.
Yeah, we
Yes,
know
yes,
that.
we do.
Yeah.
Can
And
I-
so do the restaurants.
So, can I play you about a 30-second clip?
Yes.
That's kind of interesting because it talks about the little helper in the car.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
All right.
so
Sure.
I'll just go ahead and play this very quickly for you.
All right.
And we'll see. Hopefully you can hear it. So let me know if you can't for some reason. Like now.
This is high tech.
Okay, let's try it.
You get a little helper in the car. I love my little helper in the car. She knows everything about driving. It's very convenient for me. Sometimes I get confused. See, I don't know how I get anywhere without my helper in the car. I'd probably be bouncing off trees and buildings and stuff, but she's there to help. Like she tells me when the light changes colors and everything. It's very convenient and helpful.
You don't know how accurate that
It's
is.
green, thank you, Albert. Because I was confused, I didn't know. Thanks, Captain Prism. She's very helpful in the car for me. I always when you get
That's it. It's just a short one, but
That's, I just got a message that my helper has resigned.
Well, that just happened to me. we were up in Wisconsin, and I've ever been up there, but every 2 blocks there's a turnaround.
a circle. Yeah, you're talking about a roundabout.
A roundabout. Every 2 blocks. They've had
That's ridiculous.
hundreds of them up there, and sometimes you take the first exit, the second, or the third one. Sometimes you just go around till you get dizzy till you figure it out. But but there's 2 lanes to get in, and I have a map on my car, and we were in a strange place, so I had the map there. But my wife, tells me get in this lane. Get it. I know. You take the I know. Finally, I said, could you stop this? I mean, this is. So she didn't say a word, and we were going to, I think, Ashwaubenon or somewhere, or Dupree, but we ended up in another city.
Wound up in Minnesota.
I missed the damn thing. And,
The first time I saw a roundabout was actually in 1957 in Frankfurt, Germany.
No.
I'd never seen a roundabout before.
they're crazy over there.
Europeans. Oh yeah.
Really?
When you get on, I mean, it's like getting the green flag to start the Indianapolis 500. Seriously. And they're speeding. They're fast. And
Sometimes they're like 6 or 8 lanes, aren't they? They just
Yeah.
keep going.
No.
Yes, and so you have to work your way
oh,
over
no,
to get to your
two's
exit.
funny for me.
Yeah, two's bad enough.
And I think that's because they have like 6 or 8 roads coming in, don't they? They kind
my
of all
That's exactly
converge at
right,
the same
yeah.
spot.
To tell you the truth, I didn't drive a lot in the beginning over there because I didn't have a car. I had a roommate, and nice guy, Jewish fella, and he had a Volkswagen. And
I didn't have a car, but I had a roommate. I'm picturing this guy carrying Roger around the road.
No, he was a little fellow. I carried him around.
Okay.
Yeah. And he let me drive it one day. He wouldn't not let anybody drive it. and it let me drive it. And the first problem I had driving it was I thought a truck was behind me all the time because I kept hearing this loud engine. Before I woke up and realized the engine was in the trunk, and the trunk is where we had
Luggage.
in the front. In the front, exactly right. But I came to this roundabout, and I felt it was fun because it was stick shift, push it in the clutch and down gear it and so forth. I thought I was at the Le Mans race, and
In your Volkswagen.
I was still in that roundabout when the sun went down. I couldn't get off.
So,
That's not entirely true.
to get
but
this straight,
it was it was a lot of fun.
You've had a guardian most of your life. Is what I'm hearing.
That's good. That was my Lord. He took care of me. Otherwise, I'd still be going around in
and
circles. Yeah. And as you know, in Germany, they had no speed limit except 100 Ks, which was 60 miles an hour from Heidelberg to Frankfurt. The rest of the time is Katie bar the door. And when they had an accident, they usually picked the victim up with a
Shovel?
no, a putty knife. I mean,
bad.
they were bad. But to tell you very quickly that with no speed limit, I was driving in the passing lane. I don't know why, but I was. And up ahead was a German police car, and they had blue lights. They used blue lights. Remember the song House of Blue Lights? Well, all the German police cars had blue lights, and the blue light came on, and the German guy came out with a paddle that said stop. But in Germany, what is it?
Halt.
Halt, yeah. And he said, sprechen Sie Deutsch? And I said, ein bisschen, which means a little bit. And he started telling me about getting to the right, resh, verstehen? Yes, I understand. And I thought, maybe I should just tell him I can't speak German.
Yeah.
But he didn't give me a ticket. When I got back to the base, I told my first sergeant what had happened. He said, smart thing you did finally, Monroe. They never say Roger. It's always your last name. He said, if you had said you didn't understand, you would have gotten a ticket, and then you would have understood that you were in the passing lane. Yeah. I wonder if they ought to try that.
That's a
in
tough
this
lesson.
country. Well, I didn't get a ticket.
Well, you were lucky, right?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't passing? You're not supposed to be in a passing lane?
No.
So you weren't passing?
I wouldn't pass
Oh,
anything.
okay. All right. Okay.
However, I looked in the one time I was on the Autobahn, I looked in the rearview mirror and I could see a car coming, and he was blinking his lights. Here I was in the passing lane again. And that was, I'd say he was a mile behind me, maybe 2 miles.
Wow.
And he started blinking his lights like, get out of my way.
Wow.
So I did, and a BMW he was driving. He went by doing probably 100 to 110 miles an hour.
Wow.
He was fine.
Had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, he was just in a hurry.
But I don't quite understand why they put a roundabout on South Washington Street.
Well, I think it actually speeds traffic up.
You don't have a stoplight.
Yeah, you don't have to stop and wait. You know,
well,
if
I
it's
will tell
clear,
you-
go.
Yeah, but I can tell you, I can do faster when I don't have to go around a
Well,
roundabout.
no, but if it was a light, you might have to stop, and there's nobody coming from the other way, but you still have to stop if it's a red light.
Yeah, that
You
is
should.
frustrating, though, isn't it, Roger? Like up here at Sterling, when you're getting off the expressway, and you stop, and there's nobody.
I know.
Yeah,
And you
and
just wait and wait.
that does control that. It also controls the speed.
Yes, slows it
Because
all down.
because
You're
that's
right.
that straightaway
You're right.
is like nonstop, literally.
You're right. Well, good morning. What do you have on your mind this morning?
I didn't do nothing to nobody. I was good.
It's officer friendly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
got blue light on your car?
Do I got blue lights?
Yes.
I got, actually, no, we got red and blue lights, but they got yellow and white caution lights too that flash, that scare the crap out of people.
They do, don't they? This tell you to kind of change lanes. You got the little zips that go one side or the other.
Uncle Roger, I called because I saw a thing that I got late last night. You know, this weekend we were moving our daughter into Bradley, but it's a thing called a call to service. Men of Peoria stand up, show up, and be there. And I guess the chief and a few other police departments in other people's fathers. They're going to be at Manual this morning. They want the people to come out there to show a fatherly influence to a bunch of the situations that's been happening lately. So I got the memo late last night, and if I was not on duty, I definitely would have been there to stand up and just let people know that we need to stand together as men, you know, in general, regardless of what color you are, to help these kids to get their, you know, things in order, so to speak.
All right.
7:45 is the time. You can still make it, Ed.
No, I can't. It's 6:45, not 7:45, and I have to be on duty at 7.
What is it? It's 6:45 or 7:45?
No, the time to be there is, yes.
Which one is?
7:45?
Yeah, it says tomorrow morning, 6:45 a.m.
No, it's
It
this
says,
morning.
let's create a safe practice to show the students.
Yeah, it's
And,
this morning.
I think it's this morning.
This morning, Ed.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
what the
it's
memo
the
said
morning.
you got yesterday, correct?
Yeah, I got it
last
like
night.
late. Yes,
Yeah.
I
see
got it late
why-
last night. Like I was.
I can see nobody showing up to this. Nobody knows what it is.
Yeah. Now,
No, they'll
what
be
time
there.
do they
It'll
show
be
up
a
at
time.
your house?
Where?
At your house?
No, not at its house.
Who showed up at my house?
We are.
I thought we were supposed to come over at
you
6:45
You
for
said-
breakfast.
No, Manual High School.
Oh,
Oh, okay, we got that wrong.
Now, haven't they done this in
They're
they've done this in the past, haven't they, Ed?
They used to do it for like the first day of school for a bunch of different
Yes,
schools. They
because
have a
I've
bunch
done
of
that.
officers and
Right.
firemen and police officers and anybody that's a father in the community to just stand around and just show the kids we support them and love them. And I was just putting the PSA out there because it was brought to my attention, and clearly I would have been there if I wasn't having to report for duty, but I have other obligations this morning.
well,
Yeah, you
you
do.
always have other obligations. You're one of the busiest guys I ever met.
Well, my daughter's going to a school with $60,000 tuition, so I ain't got no choice.
No.
That's you got that right,
No,
brother. For that.
no rest for you, buddy.
What'd you do over the weekend?
No.
Anything exciting?
I did, man, look, that's a very understated conversation, but I'll give you the short and quick of it. My Aunt Dolly, which is my dad's baby sister, came into town. She stayed with us for her 50th class reunion for Manual, class of 74. She came and stayed with us, so we got her from the airport, brought her to the house. Of course, you know you got to cater to your loved ones when they're there, so that was taking place. Then we had to move the baby into the dorm this weekend, so that had to take place. Then on top of all of that, our grandkids played in the Bulls Fest up in Chicago, Illinois, so we went to Chicago for a basketball tournament. So, dude, it has been a very exciting weekend, to say the least.
Got to go to
I
work
had
to
a great
rest?
time. Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I'm doing this morning. I'm trying to, and then I'm a little under the weather, if you guys could tell. I got my allergies has just been kicking me in the face. I don't know what that's all about, but I guess that's what happens when you get older, right? Your body like, guess what? You about to sneeze for a couple of days. So I'm still my.
Yeah, it's a really nice
I
talk.
love what's happening in my life. And I just, like I said, I just wanted to share that thing briefly this morning because I wasn't able to make it. So I know people hearing my voice on the radio, if you're a father out there or a stepdad, it'll make a difference. Any type of man, young
Yeah,
man,
you're
go
right.
support this cause because it's a really amazing thing. And like I said, I definitely would have been there if I could have, but it's just one of the scenarios and situations where I wasn't able to get there because I got other obligations. So,
Well, good for you.
That's
Always
all.
great to hear from you.
yes,
Make-
sir.
make a
I'll
lot-
be in. We got a couple breaks coming up here in a bit. We got like a sip day this week, I think, so we got an early dismissal day. So I might be able to pop in for a hot second and bring my classic Dunkin' Donuts, baby.
The sooner the better, my friend.
All right. I love you guys. I miss you guys, Uncle Roger and Terry, Uncle Terry, John, all you guys. You guys are the best humans that I know that are Caucasians. Keep being cool. Like
That's true.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
all right.
called a lot worse.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Hey, take care, Ed.
All right.
Bye-bye,
Yes,
buddy.
take care. Bye-bye.
Nico,
Ed
Nico.
Barker. He's a man of color, by the way. And,
Oh, is he really? He's very colorful.
Yeah.
He
God
works at
love him.
Barton School, does he not?
Yes,
Yes, he does. Glenn Barton School, right. All right, here's our pet tip of the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets large and small 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at PeoriaPetCrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little-known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. Caring for our pets is just like caring for children. We need to remember their treatments and appointments and keep them current. Sometimes, with all that's going on in our lives, this can be difficult. I suggest you use a family calendar that you write your pet's needs right along with your family's appointments. If you use the calendar on your smartphone, tablet, or other electronic device, just key in the things you need to remember and have it beep you when a task is due. It's easy to remember to feed, water, and walk a pet, but when was the last time you bathed your dog, clipped their nails, or gave them their monthly flea treatment? Today's flea treatments are designed to work in such a way that we need only apply the treatment once a month. But it has to be done regularly and consistently to be effective. Monthly also makes it easy to forget. Bathing, depending on the breed, should be done once a month as well. Nails should be clipped every 2 weeks, and dental cleaning should be done yearly, the same as vaccinations. If we know we have something coming due, it's easier to fit it into our schedules rather than scrambling at the last minute to update vaccinations or paying more to bring an animal current on their treatments. Dental cleanings is one of those treatments that, if missed, can cause you more expense. Plaque left untreated causes heart disease. So make use of whatever device you have and add your pet's needs to your calendar. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSVR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's Pet Tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at PeoriaPetCrematory.com.
Okay, we've been talking about the event at Manual High School. Now, 6:45 or 7:45? 6:45 sounds awfully early this morning.
Oh, no.
But they have classes starting way early now.
Yeah, they start class at
So
7:30.
6:45, they want males to show up to show support for the students.
Like a while ago now.
Well, that was this morning.
What's the matter with the mothers? Why not?
Well, the mothers are pretty actively involved in most of those kids' lives. Mothers and
Well, you had
grandmothers.
indicated that this isn't the first time they've done this
Oh,
sort of
no,
thing.
they've done this before.
At Manual.
And I think it's a good show of support, but
If this is a good turnout.
if there's a good turnout, yes.
You know, sending out a memo Sunday night doesn't exactly motivate people.
Well-
for one reason, it's kind of a late notice.
A lot of times these things are planned well in advance. You know about them, 6 weeks, 4 weeks ahead of the time school starts.
You're
and you know
talking
where they're
about
gonna
the
take place.
shootings?
No, that could be true too, but I'm not involved in that anymore.
Okay.
So,
You're not involved in
Yeah.
the shootings? Oh.
anymore.
Okay.
Anymore. Hey, we have news, weather, and sports, and more details about what's going on at Manual High School this morning and other places around the country, around the world. More news, more often, right here on WAZU, the most comprehensive news coverage in
It's all there.
the area. It's all there, yeah. 6:45 is the
Yes.
time for it. Anyway, stay tuned. You're having breakfast with Roger and friends, Terry Chamberlain, John Meisinger, and Terry Growy. And anybody wants to call as well at 309-966-4044. News, weather, sports, and then some coming up in the next hour. Thanks for being a part of our program this morning. I might add the cupcakes that Terry brought in are delicious. My icing fell off, though, into my mouth. Yeah. pleasant good morning, everybody. It's Monday, the 25th of August, and we'll start with a check of the weather brought to you by Matt Wall. Matt is a CPA, certified public accountant, with Gordon Stockman and Wall for more than 40 years. Matt has been handling tax returns, what did he say?
Certified
And other
public accountant.
financial matters for individuals and businesses. Here's his phone number, 309-692-4030.
Sunny and breezy today. Beautiful day. High 74. Low tonight. Excuse me. 51.
you're excused.
The mild weather. I need a cough switch. The mild weather continues tomorrow. Sunshine at 75. Wednesday, 77. Thursday and Friday a little warmer, but 82. Saturday, sunny and 79. Right now it's 52-ish at the wazoo.
Yeah, right now we have the news, a presentation of your hometown community banks, division of Morton Community Bank, employee owned and locally operated. You can still choose a hometown bank at hometownbanks.com, member FDIC. Here's Terry.
Some homeowners in Tazewell County learned last week their taxes are going to jump. That's because they received notice from the Tazewell County Supervisor of Assessments that their assessments are increasing by 7.20%. Blame it on a 4-year quadrennial reassessment. It means your home is now worth more. That's the good news. The bad news is you're going to get hit with a higher real estate tax bill. For older Americans on a fixed income, it could not come at a worse time.
It's a reminder that Illinois residents pay more in taxes than just about any state in the country. According to Wallet Hub, Illinois ranks 7th, and the Tax Foundation says our state is the worst in the Midwest. In 2023, Illinoisans paid the highest property tax rate in the country.
If that doesn't raise your blood pressure, this next story will. 2.5 million people have signed a petition asking the governor of Florida to go easy on that illegal immigrant truck driver who caused the death of 3 people. 28-year-old Harjinder Singh made an illegal U-turn on a Florida highway, leading to a collision with a minivan, killing all 3 occupants. He and his passenger fled the state, but were arrested in California. A judge has rejected his appeal to be released and remains behind bars as a flight risk.
The New York Appeals Court has tossed the $500 million penalty assessed by Judge Arthur Engoron against President Trump. They said Judge Engoron's ruling was excessive and violated the 8th Amendment, but the 5-member panel left intact Engoron's decision that Trump and his company were liable for allegedly inflating the value of his real estate holdings in order to get favorable rates.
New York Attorney General Letitia James filed suit, though no bank or financial institution filed a complaint, and no one lost any money, including the state of New York. Appellate Judge David Friedman dissented, saying the case against Trump should be dismissed because it was motivated by politics.
Houston police report a homeowner shot and killed 2 men who were posing as police attempting to serve a warrant. The men were wearing bulletproof vests marked police. They didn't have any cars or any flashing lights, said the homeowner. He said he was concerned about his personal safety, though, and the 2 men wore masks and had badges around their necks when they started firing at the home. An investigation is underway.
No meeting between Russian President Putin and Ukraine President Zelensky has yet been arranged. Over the weekend, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said his country is prepared for such a conference. However, Lavrov questioned whether Zelensky actually represents the people of Ukraine.
In local news, police arrested a 15-year-old boy last Friday after he started shooting near the front of Manual High School. That's in the 800 block South Griswold Street. No one was injured. Police Chief Eric Echeverria said the teenager had been suspended from Manual earlier in the day. Chief said he's asking all men to gather in front of the school this morning to welcome the students.
He's been charged with aggravated discharge of a firearm, criminal damage to property since some of the bullets hit the school building, obstruction, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. The young gunman was taken to the county's juvenile center. Police so far have not made a connection between the Friday shooting and one that took place last Wednesday that injured a 15-year-old female student.
Thanks to the weather and an exciting lineup of entertainment, the 44th Annual Irish Fest on the riverfront was a huge success over the weekend. We'll get the details from our little Irish leprechaun, Kyle Varno, later this morning. And So was the annual duck race. That happened this weekend on behalf of the
Yeah,
Center
that
for
was neat.
Prevention of Abuse. 35,000 ducks were sold, raising a record of $230,000 for the
Outstanding.
Center for Prevention of Abuse.
That's great.
And they do a great job. That's a wonderful agency. Now, more news from WCBU.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm John Norton. Peoria Police Chief Eric Echevarria aims to ease community fears after the latest shooting incident at Manual High School. A 15-year-old boy was arrested Friday afternoon after taking multiple shots at the school building. In a statement over the weekend, Echevarria says safety is the department's highest priority and police are working side by side with school administrators. The police chief says the suspect had been suspended earlier in the day and returned to the grounds with a firearm. The police chief says there is no indication he was targeting any people. He was apprehended shortly after the shooting following a foot pursuit. The incident was the second shooting in the vicinity of Manual High in a span of 3 days. City of Peoria is in line to receive almost $3 million to continue the police department's co-responder social services unit for another year. The city was notified earlier this month of the funding award from the Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority. The unit focuses on attending to crime victims and removing barriers to assistance services. They are still looking to hire 7 more licensed clinical social workers through Carle Health. The City Council will vote on accepting the grant during tomorrow night's meeting. The Council will also act on renewing a 5-year agreement with Advanced Medical Transport and scheduling a public hearing on the proposed Glen Hollow Business Development District. And Carle Health is seeking patients and family members to serve on advisory councils at Peoria's Methodist Hospital and elsewhere across their system. Ann Bowman is Methodist Director of Oncology and the lead for its Patient and Family Advisory Council. She says the feedback from council members is vital.
They're the best individuals to be able to provide us with information on how their experience went and allow us the opportunity to understand what we're doing really well and we should keep doing, and maybe where we can do something a little bit different.
All 8 Carle hospitals have either an existing advisory council or are in the process of launching one. Each council will have 8 to 12 members and meet quarterly. Bowman says they hope to start the council at Methodist in October. Mostly sunny day across Greater Peoria today with an expected high near 75 degrees. I'm John Norton.
Well, thank you, WCBU. Let's continue with sports. And John Meinzinger's here, everybody. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Roger. Let's great bumper music.
Well, that was a little better than the other. The other one went.
That's all right. We didn't want to wake anybody up before 7 anyway.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great
The
idea.
problem is it put us to sleep
That's true. We'll tell
until you
everybody.
start talking
Nobody will
about
know.
some of those ridiculous movies.
Yeah, well, that's true, too.
I
Anyway,
do
let's...
remember seeing Lost Weekend. That was 1945.
Yep.
Hold up your paper so I can read the notes that you wrote on.
No.
And now here's John with sports.
Well, thanks, Roger. Cubs beat the Angels. Cubs win! 4-3 yesterday, and that combined with the Giants beating the Brewers 4-3. I mean, guess what? The Cubbies are only 5 games down, and the end of the season is coming up, but they still got time to make it all work. White Sox decided they were going to take it to the Twins. They beat them 8-0 yesterday. They decided, well, we haven't played all year. Let's try now. And good for them. The Rays beat the Cardinals 7-2. The Phillies over the Nationals 3-2, and the Yankees over the Red Sox 7-2. After a 9th inning balk forced extra innings, the Dayton Dragons overshadowed the late Peoria Chiefs rally with a comeback of their own in a 7-6 win in 10 innings at Day Air Ballpark on Saturday. Then yesterday, the Chiefs and Dragons ended their 6-game stretch with the Dragons winning 4-3 in spite of 11 hits by the Chiefs. Chiefs return home tomorrow night for 6 against the South Bend Cubbies at 6:35 p.m. And you guessed it, it's Taco Tuesday. So go enjoy a beautiful night at Dozer Park and eat some $2 tacos. I should have said tacos, not dacos. It just came out that way. In the NFL, week 3 of preseason, the Bears over the Chiefs 29-27. The Packers over the Seahawks 20-7. Texans beat the Lions 26-7. The Titans over the Vikings 23-13. And the Indianapolis Colts beat the Bengals 41-14. In a what people have called a thrilling season opener of college football, Rocco Becht showcased his skill by passing for 2 touchdowns and adding a rushing score, leading number 22 Iowa State to a 24-21 victory over number 17 Kansas State in the Aer Lingus Classic held in Ireland. Okay? This exciting matchup featured the last 2 champions of the Pop-Tarts
there.
Bowl.
You told him off. Nice going, John.
That's right. I said, just hold it.
Hold
We're
it,
not
yeah.
going there
I'm not
yet.
saying
Yeah.
a word. I'm not. What? And that's an airline. Where do they fly out of?
It's not an airline. It might
Well,
be an
Aer
airline.
Lingus is
AER.
Ireland's.
Aer Lingus.
Aer Lingus is Ireland's airline.
Sure
yes.
isn't a cruise line.
It's not.
No, it's their airline.
Well, thank you, Terry. There we're back to the Guardian again.
So it's in Ireland. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kissed the
Thank you.
Blarney Stone.
Oh, very good. Yes, that Blarney Stone needs to be kissed.
Aer Lingus.
Okay. This exciting matchup features at least 2 champions of the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and to commemorate the occasion, the sidelines were adorned with frosted wildberry
You're making
and
that
frosted
up.
hot
That's
fudge
not
Sunday
true.
Pop-Tarts.
That's
It
not
is
true.
true.
Yes, it is.
Adding a
That's
unique
not
flavor
true.
to the conference showdown.
You-
I wrote that whole thing just to get the flavor part in
Well,
there.
you did, and you got it. And then Terry, he needs the Guardian.
Speaking of flavors.
And I'm talking about Terry Growy, the Glass Electric, and I don't know what consortium his crime family owns, but in Peoria. Got to be careful. One of them is a judge.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's true.
He's out of town.
He's out of town.
He's out of town. Okay.
Well, you were just talking about college football. As excitement builds for the upcoming football season, the number 12 ranked Illinois Fighting Illini are poised to make a strong statement, kicking off their campaign this weekend on August 29th at home against Western Illinois University.
Boy, that'll be a close game.
Yeah, it will. Under the leadership of Coach Brett Bielema, the team is returning a majority of its starters from an impressive 10-win season last year, which concluded with a thrilling victory at the Citrus Bowl. This promising roster, combined with Bielema's strategic plan, has fans eagerly anticipating what could be a historic season as the Illini look to build their recent success and continue their ascent in college football. Going up. After several very close calls, Tommy Fleetwood is now PGA Tour winner, with the Englishman claiming a 3-shot victory to win the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup. He takes home a mere $10 million of the $40 million prize money. Firing 2 under 68, the Englishman managed to hold off a number of big names to wrap up his title.
He probably needed the money.
It's his first time. Yeah, he needed
He
the money.
always was a
with name like
runner-up.
Fleetwood.
And he lost a couple of ones on the last hole. And, how do you bounce back? Well, you bounce back by winning.
Yes, you just don't
Good
give up.
for him.
You say he's an Englishman. Where's he live?
In
Lives
England.
In England.
Jeez. Is that where Mick Fleetwood lives?
I don't know. That's a great question to ask, but I don't have that answer.
They're not related.
Yeah, they are. It's
No.
his grandson.
No, they aren't.
Yeah, it is.
Are they?
No, they aren't.
They're not related. They are related. I don't know
I
if
thought
they are.
were.
Oh, no. No, once
No?
again, you needed
Well, I
a
asked you
Guardian.
last time, and you.
I just went along with you. I thought you knew.
Well, I said-
No,
Is
he
that-
acts like that all the
No,
time.
I asked him. I said.
He
I
asked
asked him.
I asked him. I said, "Is that Mick's grandson?" And you said yes.
I did.
I looked it up. Oh, you did play along, but I
Well,
looked it
play
up.
along. I was being. I was,
Now, I'm having a hard time figuring out who's the Guardian of this
This one is
relationship.
going to be hard to find out
well, this is.
because I don't know.
Well,
But
you should have said I don't know.
Well, when you said it so authoritatively,
No, it wasn't. No, I didn't
Well,
say
what?
it was. I
you
asked.
said that's Mick
I said,
Fleetwood's.
isn't that
Mac-
Mick's?
Now, wait a minute.
Grandson.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, do
Let's
you
see if
remember,
I-
Coach?
What is the difference between ignorance and apathy?
I don't know. I don't care.
Thank you.
Don't ask that question anymore.
What's it say? Whose kid is he?
He's Pete Fleetwood's son, and
Oh, the famous Peter Fleetwood.
there is no relation between the two, between Mick Fleetwood and Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, well, then you lied to us earlier, John.
He just led you astray.
I led you
No,
astray.
you
I
lied.
just went along
No,
with
that
your
was a
little
lie.
story. I
That's
thought
not
it
an
was
astray,
good.
that's a lie.
I think I'm going to go back and look at the replay of this show and see if, in fact,
It was a question. I asked a question. Isn't that Mick's grandson? And you went,
I
yes,
said,
it is.
well, of course it
That
is.
really isn't a question.
No,
It's
what
a
is it?
Statement.
Isn't that? No, that's a question. Is that not Mick's?
Well, now you added a few.
Well, isn't is,
verbiage
it means
there.
is not.
Hey, you know what else is coming up this weekend?
coming up this weekend?
Besides the Fleetwood Mac tour? Let's see. It could be high school football
Oh,
coming up.
I'm
yeah.
excited about
Been
that.
waiting all summer for this. Big 12 Friday night games include Peoria High at Champaign Centennial, Normal West at Peoria Notre Dame. That game will be at Richwoods, so it's confusing when I say at Peoria Notre Dame because they actually play at Richwoods
Richwoods,
Stadium.
okay.
That's correct. Normal U High at Manual and Richwoods at Normal Community. All those games start at 7. And then the Middle Illini Friday night games, Washington will play at Nile North. Excuse me.
Is that Nile?
Nile Notre Dame.
Is that Nile or Niles?
It says Nile, N-I-L-E, and I took it right out of the newspaper.
I'm not asking any
Well,
more
there's
questions.
your first mistake.
Well, so it could be anything. Don't ask me any more questions. It's
I'm not
Fleetwood
asking
Nile.
anymore.
Dunlap at Galesburg, Limestone at Mount Zion, Sterling at Metamora, and Mohammed Seymour. Both of them will be at Morton. And all those games, except for the Nile Notre Dame game in Washington, are at 7:30. That game starts at 7. And once again, shout out to granddaughter Nellie Barr. Won 2 games this last weekend in Springfield, beating 2 good teams, Sasa, which is the Springfield soccer team, and one of the Chicago teams, which is very hard to do. So congratulations to her. Congratulations to the people at Jimmy John's for hiring people who need work in Springfield.
Terry, what do you have? You have something.
Well, yes, Kevin Sullivan is weighing in. He goes, what about his uncle, Cadillac Fleetwood?
Hey, don't knock it off.
That is good.
I had a Cadillac Fleetwood.
Cadillac Fleetwood.
Nice
didn't
car.
knock it.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Be careful.
Remember a number of years ago, they even had, I think, a sign in the field on Allen Road. What happened to plans for the big Notre Dame sports complex?
That sign is still there. You have to look
Well, I
for it,
know
but
the
it's still
sign
there.
is, but it's been there since
for
the Civil
years.
War.
I know.
The
It just-
person who spearheaded that and who had a lot of funding passed away. And so that ended the whole campaign, basically.
But you know,
Maury Cicerelli gave that to the school, and then Jim Hyde was a big supporter
former
of it.
great athlete, one of
And
Peoria's
neither
greatest-
one are with us
They
any
both
longer.
passed.
Boy, what a great athlete he was.
And I think Randy Simmons then passed away, and so that took a lot of the push
Yeah, so nobody's
away.
they're
So
kind of
it's not
moving us
there
down
right
the
now.
road.
I mean, the land is still belongs to them, and they can develop it whenever. But
Well, it's right next to the cemetery, so it provides expansion opportunities
Yeah.
for it. I was just wondering because they had some grandiose plans for it.
Correct.
To include a stadium and a baseball field.
Maury had the plans, Cicerelli, and Jim Hyde was on board with it, but it didn't have a ton of backing.
Well, when you say backing, I think it's Money.
Yeah, that's part of it, and two, things are run a little differently with that organization. You've got the diocese involved, and there's other schools that are involved, and it gets other churches. It just gets a little tricky, I think. A lot of politics. in
That
that
was
stuff.
quite an in-depth analysis, and thank you for that for
And just ask
Father
me
Crowley.
anytime. And I'll tell you the truth. Ask John; he'll lie. to you.
Padre, yes, grande liar.
All right, we move on. Hopefully. Can we talk a little bit about the problem at Manual High School and the problem in the city with juvenile crime? We have an educator, retired educator here. We have an A+ student in Terry Chamberlain, and I don't know what we have with Growy, an influencer. You know that's what people are now,
Influencer,
an opinion maker. And what do you think are some of the causes? There's no one single cause of juvenile crime, but panel, What would you, and you can raise your hand or make a signal that you want to give an answer, but what do you think are some of the causes of juvenile crime?
I think it's parenting. I think that's the biggest problem is there's not a two-person parenting.
What they call that, the nuclear family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's the problem. I think
That's one of the problems. I wouldn't say the
I think
only
it's the biggest.
cause.
Oh,
I
I
think it's the
think
biggest one.
it is the biggest problem.
Well, I didn't say that it wasn't a big problem, but there are
Not the
other
only.
problems.
Yeah, there's some. Like what else?
We had families with single parents growing
Not as
up.
many. Not as many.
Well, I don't disagree, but I think it's one problem, and maybe I would agree that it is the biggest problem.
Oh,
But it's
What
not
about
the
education,
only problem.
John? What's your opinion on the education?
well, I think part of the problem is with education is that teachers now spend a vast majority of their time teaching what parents used to teach at home and disciplining like parents used to discipline at home when they're allowed to. And sometimes that is not the case. And so I think that's a major issue. Even when I started teaching in 1975, there were a lot of single moms and grandmas that were raising kids. And I think that percentage has, the two-parent families, percentage in the African American community in the United States has grown. So we're on the right track of it coming back, but it is, I believe, the major issue because there were so many kids that needed a male influence in their lives. And when I started teaching at Manual in 1975, and I told you, things were going on there then that are going on now. There were 1,800 students, not just 600 students. And the majority of our, almost 50% of our teachers were male, which is very unusual in a school. But it helped with that. That influence helped. Not that the females teachers weren't strong, because they were very, very strong and very good. But sometimes kids, especially males, need that male influence.
Because they'll push the envelope as much as they can. Whereas I think
Yes.
with a guy, they don't push it quite as hard.
Not quite as hard, and if they do push a little bit, you used to get pushed back.
That's right.
And the mamas, I'm telling you, the mamas want you to push them back. They come in and say, you have my permission, do what you need to do to straighten this boy out, or whatever. That's not necessarily the case now, but it was then. And there were many times where,
You had paddle. Do you have paddles back then? Did you have?
we didn't use paddles in high school.
No. Okay.
No.
They did use them in grade school,
yeah.
or at least the threat of them. I didn't. We had a paddle at Kingman Grade School. Robert Obert was the principal, and he threatened to use it, but I did not hear of a single child. And speaking of grade school, whatever happened to Mother's Club and Dad's Club?
Well, they turned into PTOs, and they do still have them.
But they're not active like the Dad's Club and the Mother's Club
There aren't
were.
many people involved.
No,
Yes, you're
exactly
right.
right.
You're right.
Yeah. And also, Park District used to have recreational activities during the summer. They don't do that anymore.
No.
And the Journal-Star used to have baseball programs. They don't have those anymore. So the outlets for kids used to be quite numerous. They don't have them anymore.
No, and we'll add to that this past weekend, they closed a pool
Yes.
that belonged to the Peoria Park District. And it probably, once you leave a pool empty, if they're not going to keep it filled and keep it running, which they won't because it's expensive.
Which is what they did at Woodruff High School. Again, a failure by
Right.
people at the school district. So it is a community issue. Now, I agree with what everybody said. Not that my agreement means squat. The major problem is breakdown of the home. Also, the the failure of parents to get involved due to single family. Some parents have to work, double jobs, and so forth. But interesting, corollary to that is society's failure as well. How many people do you know, or kids, who belong to Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts? Do you even know if, of a single in your neighborhood of a Cub Scout?
I don't know kids, but I know our church has. Kyle's a scout leader, and he has a pack.
Okay, whoopee for your church
Yeah.
and your neighborhood. How about others? How about where I was raised? We had Cub Scout. We had Webelos, which is the beginning of Cub Scouts. Prior to that, the YMCA had Indian guides. They don't have Indian guides anymore. They don't have Cub Scouts, by and large. I was I helped co-found a inner city Boy Scout troop, the first in the city at First Methodist Church. They don't have a Boy Scout anymore. So these outlets for our kids are few and far between, and that's because parents, fathers, aren't available.
Well, the word came up, you both mentioned the word church, and I think there's a decline in that also in our society, where people aren't utilizing or involved in their churches or their communities that way anymore.
Well, exactly right. And the
That's exactly
churches that are flourishing are the ones that have Firehouse 5+2 entertainment, the big band, trios and so forth. And the traditional church is still relying on, and I'm glad that they do, because that's my preference. I don't go to church to be entertained. I go to worship, and but not that they aren't worshiping. But that church in East Peoria, they pack them like fans at a Bear Green Bay Packer game at Soldier Field because of the entertainment. And you can argue that. Others will say, well, whatever it takes to get people to come to the church. It's just like dress. Years ago you dressed like you were, it was a Saturday night prom. And now people come in all kinds of garb. And the answer by church leaders is, we don't care how they come dressed as long
They
as
do
they
want
come.
them to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first step, get them in the door.
Yeah.
And then they even dress like me. They'll come in the door.
I think they need to hold, in connection with church services, a rummage sale. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but
I think we're all in agreement. We're in trouble with our kids.
Yeah,
And
well,
how do we extricate them?
I think every age group in society has thought the same thing.
But not like, when I was raised, and we all remember those days, except Terry is too young, is if you got in trouble at school, you got in trouble at home.
Correct.
That was the bottom line.
Absolutely.
So it was called, pardon the expression, double jeopardy.
Yeah, now you get in trouble at school.
The mother will come.
Somebody else, one of the guardians will come and cause problems too.
And argue. I know when my wife was library manager at Hines School, school was over, and a female parent of one of the kids came in and accosted the teacher who reprimanded her child and kicked the teacher in the shins. And the principal came out, and the principal was a female back then, and she had to interrupt and escort the woman out of the school. And so there's been a little bit difference of philosophy and of parenting. My kid doesn't do anything wrong. It's a
Except
teacher.
that I was going to say that they've been, I won't say brainwashed, but their attitude is, my kid can do no wrong.
Right.
And it used to be, no, my kid can do wrong, and go ahead and discipline them. And as my friend jokingly said, but he had a point, it all started with the performance trophies. The kids aren't taught somebody's going to lose. You have winners, losers, and learn to accept gracefully to lose.
Are you talking about this show?
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
this.
Yeah, there's not much grace here.
No, there isn't.
Maybe you.
But then it came along. Everybody, okay, you showed up, you participated, you get a trophy.
Yeah.
And so they do think that they can do no wrong because we have fostered that.
How many times did you hear the expression, John, later on, as time went on in your career, somebody would come in and the kid was in trouble and the parent looked at him and said, I told you not to get caught. Not,
Whoa, not to do
Yes.
it, not to get caught.
Yeah,
You're right.
you heard that excuse, right? I told you not,
Oh.
It used to be when I grew up, but You weren't supposed to do that. Now, I told you not to get caught. Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
There are a lot of those kind of stories.
Yeah, I can't
Terry,
believe
there
it.
really are.
Your first day of school, I don't know if you want to acknowledge that on the air. You had a student in your class. Who
Actually,
had
it wasn't the
a
first
gun.
day. It was in my actually first class, though. Okay, so we were 3 or 4 weeks into the school year.
And what year? Give the year. 'cause I think that's-
1975. Way back when.
Hey, watch, we just had our 50-year class reunion.
That was the year that you walked to school with 6 feet of snow
Yeah.
to open.
Uphill both
ways.
ways. That is correct.
But actually, he had a gun.
Yes, he had a weapon in his pocket, and I would, which, this is going to sound funny. I'm turning around writing notes on the board, and I hear all this chaos going on in my classroom, and I could hear it a little better because I had a tiered classroom. I had 32 kids, 28 desks, so that'll tell you something right there. And then I had 2 at a table over one end, 2 at a table, and no windows. So I was in a lecture room, and no air conditioning, and and so it was not the ideal situation anyway. Plus, they had me as a teacher.
Oh, God.
So
They were very lucky.
so then I turned back around, and everybody's sitting still and looking straight forward, and it's like, this is weird, because they were just making a whole bunch of noise. And now, so I'd turn around again, I'd write on the board, and I'd hear
Click.
rustling going on behind me.
As he's loading the magazine.
Anyway, make a short story long.
Too late.
No, I said it the other way. I knew you were going to say that. Anyway, I had a young lady that was raising her hand, and I called her up, and she says, I need to use the restroom. I said, that's fine. So I wrote her a pass and sent her out the door, and she's standing outside the door waving at me to come out. And so I walked out, and I said, what's going on? She says, every time you turn around to write something on the board, this kid points a gun at us. And I said, really? Which one? And she told me, and I said, you go down and,
And get the police.
you go down and tell the dean
Yeah.
what's going on, or if you see a campus police officer, tell them what's going on. And so I came back in the room, and I called him down to the front of the room. And I said, hey, I need to talk to you. Come up here. And he came up. I said, do you have something you shouldn't have? And I should have just left and waited till the campus police got there, but I was brand new. And he pulled out the weapon and ran out the door.
No kidding.
And so,
oh my
you
Lord,
know,
John.
and he went, they did, campus police did find him in the restroom. But that's unusual, but it happens, and it doesn't happen frequently. I don't think it happens like that
1975. Wow.
anymore. I think, every school has their issues. And I got to let me go back. In the 10 years I was at Richwoods, actually 13 years I was at Richwoods, we never had a weapon in the school. Okay, and we did locker searches unannounced. Okay, closed out. We had police dogs come sniff for drugs, and I can't say we didn't find drugs, but I can say we found absolutely no knives, no guns, whatever. And I'm not saying this is an everyday occurrence, but it happened to me personally. And that young man got expelled and ended up going to another school. But his purpose was, he said he was getting shaken down for lunch money. And he wasn't a big kid.
But he wasn't being shaken down in your classroom.
Absolutely
so
not.
pulling
He
the
was
gun out
he
and
was
pointing
showing
it
off.
around.
He's saying, kind of like, leave me alone. Because here I am. So, that's my story from
Boy, and
50
you're-
plus years ago.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the news. That was kind of story, John. I think that's one of the reasons you carry grenades in your pocket now, as a detergent, as Royce would call it.
I have a nephew that is a campus police officer, and he's one that's allowed to carry a gun because he's one of the sergeants. And I asked him one day, because I looked at his belt, and he had a lot of bullets in his belt. And I said, how many bullets do you carry? He said, just enough to get me to my van.
That is,
But he's a comedian. He's kind of like Eddie Parker. He's just always making jokes.
did he keep his one bullet in his pocket like Barney
Oh,
Fife?
you don't think he didn't get teased about that?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
he
bet he
was
was, for that matter.
continually, yes.
All right, let's take a check of the news brought to you by Bob Manning, Senior Vice President, Financial Advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley. For your investment needs, think about Bob. Bob Manning's available at 309-671-4653. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Here's Terry.
Some homeowners in Tazewell County learned last week their taxes are going to jump. That's because they received notice from the Tazewell County Supervisor of Assessments that their assessments are increasing by 7.20%. Blame it on a 4-year quadrennial reassessment. It means your home is now worth more. That's the good news. The bad news is you're going to get hit with a higher real estate tax bill. 2.5 million people have signed a petition asking the governor of Florida to go easy on the illegal immigrant truck driver who caused the death of 3 people. 28-year-old Harjinder Singh made an illegal U-turn on a Florida highway, leading to a collision with a minivan, killing all 3 occupants. He and his passenger fled the state, but were arrested in California. A New York appeals court has tossed the $500 million penalty assessed by Judge Arthur Engoron against President Trump. They said Judge Engoron's ruling was excessive and violated the 8th Amendment. But the 5-member panel left intact Engoron's decision that Trump and his company were liable for allegedly inflating the value of his real estate holdings in order to get a favorable rate. Houston police report a homeowner shot and killed 2 men who were posing as police attempting to serve a warrant. The men were wearing bulletproof vests marked police, but no patrol cars with flashing lights were present, said the homeowner, who said he was concerned about his personal safety. The 2 men wore masks and had badges around their necks when they started firing at the home. In local news, police arrested a 15-year-old boy last Friday after he started shooting near the front of Manual High School in the 800 block of South Griswold Street. No one was injured. Police Chief Eric Echeverria said the teenager had been suspended from Manual earlier in the day. He's been charged with aggravated discharge of a firearm, criminal damage to property since some of the bullets hit the school building, obstruction, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. The young gunman was taken to the county's juvenile center. Police so far have not made a connection between the Friday shooting and one that took place last Wednesday that injured a 15-year-old female student. Thanks to the weather and an exciting lineup of entertainment, the 44th Annual Irish Fest on the riverfront was a huge success over the weekend. We'll get the details from our Irish leprechaun, Carl Barno, later this morning. And so was the annual duck race on behalf of the Center for Prevention of Abuse. All 35,000 ducks were sold, raising a record $230,000. There was a fire yesterday morning in the 200 block of Margaret Street, and it displaced 2 people and their pets in Margaret Street in Creve Coeur. A cause is unknown. Creve Coeur firefighters were joined by East Peoria, Marquette Heights, and North Pekin fire departments. And those are the headlines, Roger.
Importantly, the folks got out safely. Let's have a check of the weather brought to you by Steve Sink. Of course, Steve is what is known as a managing partner with PHX Affiliates, a great business organization. He's been a business broker for 20 years. You know that. He knows business. You know, people sell or buy a business. We got to have Steve come on and talk about some of the restaurants and that have closed and why they're closing.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be fascinating. Do you know Steve by any chance?
You know what? I met his wife one time.
Okay.
I've not met him.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
Had the pleasure of meeting him recently. You can reach Steve today at 309-696-8508.
Sunny and breezy today. It's going to be a gorgeous day. High 74, low tonight 51. The mild weather continues tomorrow. Sunshine 75, Wednesday 77, Friday back up to 82. Saturday and Sunday probably in the mid to late 70s. Right now, it's 52 at the Wazoo, Roger.
There you have it, news and weather at the bottom of the hour as we continue on this beautiful Monday, August 25th. We've been talking, and let's talk a little bit more about, because one of the things that I've heard discussed inside and outside the courthouse in downtown Peoria is the way some of these kids are being handled in juvenile court. And there's been a lot of criticism about the judge or judges. I know we talked one morning, did we not, Terry Chamberlain with Kevin Sullivan. I thought he talked a little bit about juvenile court, though he doesn't spend a lot of time in it and so forth. But as an example, people have a hard time understanding, and I'm one of those. Although we don't have the broader picture or the specifics, but where two kids were recently arrested. One went to the Juvie Center, as it is coined locally, and the other kid was turned over to his, quote, guardian. So you wonder, well, why did he get to go home? If you want to teach somebody a lesson, well, maybe he wasn't directly involved. Maybe he was sitting in the back seat of the car. Maybe all he did was load the gun. Nothing, really serious. So these are questions people ask her. Why did one go to the Juvie Center and the other get to go home? What lesson does that teach the kid?
Well, there's a point system. My understanding is there's a point system for juvenile, and they get so many points depending on the crime that they
This is not
committed.
a football game, is it?
I'm telling you, I had a building that
Had a scoreboard?
got broken into
Okay.
several times, and I caught them, turned them over to the police, and they said, oh, they were arrested. I said, so they're in jail? They said, no, they went home. They didn't have enough points to go to juvie. And I don't know what the system is or how they
Interesting.
calculate it, but I was told that there's a point system for juveniles.
Is this like a soccer game, where the official writes down on a paper,
I
number
guess.
42 tripped, number 10 in blue, but he stays on the field
I
and
guess.
continue to play.
Maybe we used to work with demerits.
Yeah.
And you
I
get
remember those.
10 demerits for cutting class, or
Right.
and you get 25 demerits for this. And
Yeah.
you get 100 demerits if you
I
fight
could
and
get
you're out
those.
the
I
door.
could get those the first week of
Yes,
school.
see what
I know
I'm
those
saying.
very well.
So maybe they've got a system going like that. I don't know.
Supposedly
We
they
ran that
do.
system in the schools.
They have that
where I
system,
was
yeah.
involved.
Didn't they at one time out at Hannah City have a,
Yeah, the boys club.
it was, I won't call it a prison, but
It's called
was-
Youth Farm.
A youth farm.
No, that's
Not Youth Farm?
No.
No? Oh.
This was a law enforcement facility.
Was it at the old base out there? Did they have an Air Force?
Because now the
base,
children's
or-
home runs it, right?
Yes.
No, you're
No?
you're talking
Youth Farm,
about
maybe.
Youth
Yes.
Farm.
Okay, well then.
That was independent. Now it's part of the
Okay.
Children's Home Association. That's on the alternative Route 116.
Correct.
Not far from Bellwood.
Right.
But this
Well,
is
it
a
used to
different
be
place that
about-
you're talking
yes,
about.
it was in Hannah City, and it was on the right-hand side, and it was a law enforcement facility.
Huh.
I don't know that one.
Well, see, you're
Yeah,
not
let's
old
talk
enough
about
to
the one we
remember.
know.
But I bring that up because maybe we need to start expanding, because juvenile crime is expanding, the facilities where kids will go. I suspect sometimes these kids go home because there's no room in the inn.
Oh, that's part of the
They
reason.
may be, when I was on the county board, when we built the prison, and as it turned out, a couple of years later, the comment was from the sheriff, and it might have been Mike McCoy or Chuck Schofield, one or the other, indicate we didn't build it large enough. The old saying, build it and they will come. We can fill up these places. I just think that we're, in many cases, sending the wrong messages to young offenders.
And I know a lot of them don't learn those lessons at all, but a lot of them could probably be helped. It's just like our mental health facilities here in town. When Zeller Zone Center closed down, you know where those people ended up? They're on the streets.
They're the homeless.
And this is not news to anybody. And so it all comes down to money and how the public wants to.
And discipline
Serve.
changed, right? I mean,
Yes.
the way that teachers used to discipline years ago, and now they can't. I know the reason given why they can't do some of the things that they do. I don't know how relevant that is as compared to now. They don't hardly get discipline because the teacher can't.
Well, and even if they do get discipline, there's things get overridden beyond their scope. And so, you know, and that all starts at the top. And it starts at the top at the state level, because it's state mandates that for schools anyway, that allow you or disallow you doing certain things.
Do you think that parents should be held responsible for what their kids do?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, now, I, in a way, agree with you. On the other hand, I've talked to some parents whose kids have gotten into trouble, and their reaction is, I can't handle them. So what do? You kick them out of the house?
They could handle them if they got in trouble, I bet.
I
If
think-
the parents got in trouble, I think they would learn how to handle them.
I think up to a certain age, you're right. I think it can be done. After a certain age, you know, I used to say, by the time they get into high school, their morals and values have been pretty well established. And after that, the kids are kind of on their own. And I was a disciplinarian. That was part of my job. But I also had a little empathy for the kids.
For the kids as well. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. I was going to comment on your
Please,
facility out in
please
Hannah
do.
City.
Yes.
Those facilities, there was a facility, those were what you might call halfway houses. There was also a sister facility over in Jubilee Park, brand new facility that was built in the woods in Jubilee Park for girls. And they were from Geneva and St. Charles. They were already in the system, and if they performed well, or were trustees or whatever the term might be, then they got to go to these out facilities where things were a little nicer, and to you know, continue to move forward with their social skills, so to speak, and working their way out of the system.
Well, that's good information. Do you remember what they called, and I really appreciate your phone call, what did they call the Hannah City facility? You remember? Did they just call it the Hannah City facility? But I thought it had a name.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
We weren't very original back then. Do you remember how old the people were that were housed there?
Well, they were under 18.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, who did the county run it? Did the state run it? Who
State
ran
ran
it?
it.
The state ran it. Yeah.
The state. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a state facility. Again, it was St. Charles was a juvenile boys prison, and Geneva was a juvenile girls prison. And so, if you were in the system and convicted and went there, if you performed well, and then they would bring you these halfway houses because it was much more pleasant. And then if you performed really well there, you got to go home for a weekend, for instance, where you could get your drugs and cigarettes and bring them all back and go right back to
Yeah.
It sounds like you may have worked at one of these places.
I did.
Yeah.
That is good.
Not only funny, it's accurate in all probability. Do you remember when it closed in Hannah City?
I do not remember the exact date.
And why? Was
say in
it
the
a funding issue? Why did they close?
I
Was
don't-
it a funding deal or?
I don't know. You could ask the same question why all the mental facilities closed.
Well, probably.
Somebody thought it was a good idea.
No, probably because there was a decline. That's what we're hearing
No,
today.
I don't think that was the
No,
case.
I don't think
We
so.
don't
But I
agree
will-
with that, no.
I will tell you this, in the girls' facility where I worked, they used a merit system, token economy system, they called it, and you got positive tokens for doing the right thing and negative tokens for doing the wrong thing, and then you spent your tokens to get your privileges. So if there was going to be a field trip, and you didn't have enough tokens, you didn't go. If you had enough tokens, you could go on this field trip, which obviously depleted your tokens, and then you had to do a lot of good things to accumulate more tokens so you could go on the next adventure.
Fascinating. What were the good things that you did? I don't mean you personally, but and maybe I do. But at any rate, what were the good things that they could do to earn the tokens?
Well, like for instance, field trips. We would go to Lakeview Museum, for instance, and that would be a field trip. And the real advantage of going to Lakeview was that you could dig around in the sand ashtrays and get all the cigarette butts. But
But how did you get the tokens to go? I think.
by doing positive things,
Like
doing
what?
your house job.
Give me an example.
Your house job, for instance, setting the table,
Okay.
doing, they all had jobs, at least in the girls' facility. They had jobs such as doing the dishes and, making your bed and all the things.
And this
that you
girls'
wanted to
facility
do.
was out in, did you say on Jubilee?
Yeah.
Jubilee Park.
Is that right?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't either. That's fascinating.
Wow.
It was a brand new, lovely facility. Had classrooms, had kitchen, it had recreation areas. It wasn't very big. There was only about 20 girls there.
Is the building still there?
It is not, I don't think. It then transformed after they closed the girls and the boys facilities. I think it transformed into an adult male facility where they housed some people under the same concept, I think.
Yeah.
People were in, I don't know what.
How
Go
many?
ahead, I'm sorry.
How many years did you work there? How
I
long?
worked there about 7 months.
Did you see a transformation in the attitude and personality of the young girls?
No, they conned the system. They knew exactly what they were doing.
I assume you worked there a short time because it got frustrating.
No, well, I graduated from college in January,
Oh, okay.
and wanted to be a teacher and a coach, but that opportunity was available at the time in January. There weren't a lot of teaching jobs available in January.
So did you continue working with young people?
Well, I went to District 150.
Interesting.
Well, good for you. Well, God bless you for
Thanks
your
for sharing.
information. That's good information. Thanks. And
Yes,
thanks for
you bet.
working with young people. You bet.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye-bye.
That's great. That's, folks, please don't hesitate to call if you have information that will help us and help our listeners as well. I was familiar with the Hanny City, but not in Jubilee. You're on the air with Breakfast with Roger and friends. Good morning.
Good morning.
What are your thoughts this morning?
I'm Robert Johnson. I just left Manual High School.
Yes.
Hey, Robert.
Tell us what went on.
How you doing? There was a large crowd there.
Great.
City managers, chief of police, school board members, city officials, and a lot of kids getting off the buses. It was on both sides of the river. It was a large gathering.
Good.
All walks of life was here.
Good to hear it.
That's
good.
wonderful. What was the response of the kids seeing all of the men there?
Well, they was getting off the bus. They were smiling. Some of them had their little heads down. They was all tickled to death. They were shaking hands with everybody on both lines of the sidewalk. It was a very happy occasion. A lot of veterans were there. Military people were there. Also, police, firemen, they were there. Parents, a lot of men. A lot of men.
They should do that once a month.
Well, they were saying they wanted to do it more often, and they want to come back after school is out and continue it. But it was a great response. I was really pleased to see.
Great.
Of course, the Park District is definitely interested in making sure that everybody is, well behaved and everything as well.
Well, congratulations
Deserve
to
the
you,
same
Robert,
here.
for being there and setting the plate and example for other fathers.
Yeah, just wanted to share that.
No, thanks for
Well,
doing
thank
that.
you.
Thanks, Robert, for being there, and thanks for sharing it with our audience.
All right, thank you.
You bet. Robert Johnson of the Peoria Park District.
Good to hear.
If they
Yeah,
do it again,
good
one
to-
of us should go. We should represent.
Well, since you don't show up on Tuesdays,
Sure, I'll do it.
Would you do it on
If
Tuesday?
it's on my day off, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Well, good for you.
Be more than happy.
And John, obviously, you did it for how many years? And every day.
You mean at school?
Yes, exactly right.
Well, he got paid.
Yeah, that's right. That doesn't count. There's an incentive.
Hey,
that
by the
was
way,
implemented.
that reminds me, here's a challenging question, is, they changed what now, first of all, the title, they're resource officers, they're not security guards, et cetera, and so forth. I don't know if that makes everybody feel more warm and cuddly toward them, but what, remember when they changed the policy, no weapons?
Yes, when the last superintendent was here, back in 2013 or 14.
Good or bad?
But superintendent, which one are we talking about? Is it bad? I mean, both.
Yes.
Yes, the superintendent was not desirable in my book, and worked very hard to have her released. And one of the reasons, just one of them, was the fact that they took the campus police out of the buildings. They leave them in uniform, so they're a target, but they don't give them any way to defend themselves. I personally went to the president of the school board at the time, and I said, I'm holding you personally responsible for this because you're allowing this to happen. We were light years ahead of other districts in many things we did.
and
We
you're
really
talking-
were.
yeah,
And to have a police force that was specific to our schools and trained to be in our schools and could carry weapons and could be a protection for our kids. Kids knew that. They knew that. They loved having those guys in the schools. Now, there are
Gave a
certain
sense
kids
of
that didn't.
security, didn't
Well,
it?
definitely. Definitely. I would ask people, randomly, what do you think of our campus police? You know what? We're glad they're here. Because they know they're not there to do anything other than keep them safe. And so when they took the weapons away from, the guns away from, they just basically said, come on in. Come on in, and we don't have weapons anymore, and because we don't need them. Well, yeah, we don't need them because they're there. I'm sorry. Fortunately, knock on wood, we've had very few issues in our schools that have needed to have that, but that may be because we've had that in the past. Now they're allowed to carry certain, well, we can ask Eddie this because he would know a lot better than me.
Non-lethal.
But yeah, they're able to carry non-lethal weapons, but there is also a sergeant at every high school and at specific schools that can carry their guns. And I'm not saying that guns have to be it, but when people are coming in and they're threatening kids, I want them to be
better
armed.
have one.
I want them to be armed, not just for the kids' sake, but for the staff's
their
sake
own.
and for their own
absolutely.
sake and everybody. That's a big gathering of people, and they have slowed down the flow in and out. But I think there are, if I'm not mistaken, there were 45 or 46 doors at Richwoods.
Wow, how do you patrol those?
Well, you don't.
can't.
That's my
Yeah.
point. And they may be locked, and they're supposed to be locked, but that doesn't mean
From
adults knocking on the door and there's a
Say,
kid
"Let
walking
me
by
in,"
saying,
yeah.
come on in. Or for that matter, another kid. They do have a way that you've got to go through the office to get in now, which puts the office staff maybe at risk, but
District 150 doesn't have metal detectors, do they?
yes, they do.
They do.
Yes, not all schools, and not all schools have, most of the schools have an entrance that's specific after the school doors close. They got the see-through bags now, so it's a little harder to carry things in that you're not supposed to have, and they still check them all when they come in. They have 2 campus police officers at the high school, and they're checking these bags. I don't know how they work it at the primary middle schools.
Did you have the ability, and did you engage in, shall we say, screening of certain individuals that
Yes.
have been identified by teachers and counselors?
You'd be surprised who would tell you things. The kids always knew what was going on, and if they thought it was wrong, they'd come and tell you.
Yeah, it used to be they wouldn't. Now I think
Well, I'll
they
tell you what,
recognize
they-
for their own personal safety now.
We would know things well in advance for the most part. Now that didn't work all the time that way, but yes, I'd had wands. I would wand kids. We'd pick every 5th kid walking through the door. Come on over here, wand, and we'll check their bag, have them
Really?
dump out their bag, and you'd be surprised what you'd find. We even check cups. because they were sneaking things in cups, and,
Really?
you know, drugs and things like that. But one time we checked a cup on a girl, and it was senior prank day, and they were bringing in
Oh, mice.
crickets.
Oh, crickets.
And so we checked every cup after that. But in any case, it was so, you know, you'd be surprised what you find. Some things are very harmless. Some things are just unbelievable. What
You know,
can find.
interesting. I'll probably get in trouble with my sons about this, but they said they had more than one incident about kids pushing drugs in the boys' room. I said, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I'd put an end to that. And they said, "Yeah, to put a target on our backs."
Right.
That we weren't going to do it. That's why we didn't tell you, Dad.
Our biggest thing in the bathrooms were smoking.
Yeah,
Cigarettes.
that's what I got.
Cigarettes, yeah. And, you know,
And
you
that
could
was
walk into the
mostly-
school and you could smell. And that was the staff.
I was going to say,
right.
"Yo, you stole my line."
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to say
sorry.
that.
But you're right.
Funny line.
I walked in on a kid when I was a dean at Richwoods. I saw a kid walk in to the bathroom in the middle of the hour, which was kind of unusual because teachers don't give you a pass very easily. And
Unless they have
so
to.
I said, I walk in, and he's standing at the urinal, and his eyes get about as big as quarters. And he's looking at me, and I'm just looking at him. I mean, he's not doing anything other than standing there, okay? I mean, there wasn't an attempt to use the restroom or anything else. And he's just standing there, and after about 10 seconds of silence, I said, "You're going to have to breathe sometime."
So what did the?
Oh, yeah, it was. You went, "Rah," and all the smoke came out.
Now, which teacher was that? Go
But
ahead.
anyway, to finish the story, I said, "Okay, now you know you're not supposed to do that, right?" Yeah, I said, "And I know who you are. I know your name. I see you now, so don't get caught again. Go back to class and don't try this anymore." Well, you know, I don't know if that ever happened again, but the point was I was making a point to him. One kid might learn, but we did slow it down quite a bit just by being vigilant.
Being present,
Yes. Yeah, well, you can't put cameras in the bathrooms.
Okay. Have you thought about writing a book? I think it would be fascinating.
I had that inkling. As a matter of fact, I took notes for many years in my first years at Manual, and when I left Manual to go to Richwoods, I left
Yeah.
that all behind.
Oh.
And when I went back to get it, it was gone. So
We'll never know the true story.
I've got them up here as long as I've got up here.
Life in the Classroom by John Meisinger.
Yeah, interesting.
News, weather, sports coming up next. Don't go away. You're having breakfast with Roger and friends. Terry Chamberlain, John Meisinger, and Terry Graw. Yours truly, Roger Monroe. Good to see everybody. 55 degrees is what I have right now.
Nice.
More of the details on weather coming up. Stay tuned. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, August 25th, and we begin with the check of the weather brought to you by our good friend Sam Lilly. Sam Lilly and Associates are independent insurance brokers, been around for 40 years, helping people select the right choice for coverages for auto, home, health, and life. And you can learn more from Sam Lilly at 309-245-4374.
Sunny and breezy today. Beautiful day today. High 74, low tonight 51. The mild weather continues tomorrow. Sunshine and 75 degrees. Wednesday 77. Thursday and Friday a little warmer, about 82. Saturday sunny 79. Currently It's 56 at the Wazoo.
And we're going to have a complete weather check and all the details with Kyle Varnold. In the meantime, our news brought to you by Kyle Varnold of Fortner Insurance. He's an insurance professional. He can review your portfolio of coverage for home, auto, life, and health, and you can reach Kyle at 309-682-0519.
Some homeowners in Tazewell County learned last week their taxes are going to jump. That's because they received notice from the Tazewell County Supervisor of Assessments that their assessments are increasing by 7.20%, blaming it on a 4-year quadrennial reassessment. It means your home is now worth more. That's the good news. The bad news is you're going to get hit with a higher real estate tax bill. For older Americans on a fixed income, it could not come at a worse time.
It's a reminder that Illinois residents pay more in taxes than just about any state in the country. According to Wallet Hub, Illinois ranks 7th, and the Tax Foundation says our state is the worst in the Midwest. In 2023, Illinoisans paid the highest property tax rate in the country.
If that doesn't raise your blood pressure, this next story will. 2.5 million people, just think of it, 2.5 million people have signed a petition asking the governor of Florida to go easy on the illegal immigrant truck driver.
Kills three people, and he went, go easy on the
Yeah,
guy.
go easy
He
on
only
him.
killed 3
Yeah, 28-year-old
jerks.
Harjinder Singh made an illegal U-turn on a Florida highway, leading to a collision with a minivan, killing all 3 occupants. He and his passenger fled the state, but were arrested in California. A judge has rejected his appeal to be released and remains behind bars as a flight risk.
Did you see the video of it, what he did?
Yes.
I mean, it's
I haven't.
It
ghastly.
didn't even look
He
like it
couldn't-
bothered him.
Yeah, no, it didn't bother him, and then they fled. You know, they tried to get away, and yet you have 2.5 million probably illegals saying, be on him, be easy on him, he's only a killer.
Yeah.
A New York appeals court has tossed the $500 million penalty assessed by Judge Arthur Engeron against President Trump. They said Judge Engeron's ruling was excessive and violated the 8th Amendment, but the 5-member panel left intact Engeron's decision that Trump and his company were liable for allegedly inflating the value of his real estate holdings so he could get some favorable rates.
New York Attorney General Letitia James filed suit, though no bank or financial institution filed a complaint, and no one lost any money, including the state of New York. Appellate Judge David Friedman dissented, saying the case against Trump should be dismissed because it was motivated by politics.
Houston police report a homeowner shot and killed 2 men who were posing as police officers. They had on bulletproof vests. They didn't have a car with any flashing lights, but they were there as police officers. The homeowner said he was concerned about his safety. The 2 men wore masks and had badges around their necks. When they started firing at the home, an investigation is underway, and 2 of the bad guys are they're not in good shape right now.
No, they aren't. There's been no meeting between Russian President Putin and Ukraine President Zelensky arranged. Over the weekend, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said his country is prepared for such a conference. However, Lavrov questioned whether Zelensky actually represents the people of Ukraine.
In local news, police arrested a 15-year-old boy last Friday after he started shooting near the front of Manual High School. No one was injured. Police Chief Eric Escavera said the teenager had been suspended from Manual earlier in the day.
He's been charged with aggravated discharge of a firearm, criminal damage to property, since some of the bullets hit the school building, obstruction, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. The young gunman was taken to the county's juvenile center. Police so far have not made a connection between the Friday shooting and one that took place last Wednesday that injured a 15-year-old female student.
Thanks to the weather and an exciting lineup of entertainment, the 44th Annual Irish Fest on the riverfront was a huge success over the weekend. We'll get all the details from our little Irish guy, Kyle Varnold, later this morning. And they had a duck race down there, too. They let off 35,000 ducks. And what did you win for that? What was
The top prize was $10,000.
Holy crap, really?
Yeah.
And what'd that duck cost?
$5.
I think they're $5.
Wow, that was a
for
good
a
deal.
duck.
They
Yep.
raised $230,000 for the Center for Prevention of Abuse, which is a good thing. And that, Roger, is Da News.
I wonder how many what person bought the most ducks. You know, Bradley used to have a drawing near the end of the basketball season, and invariably the person who won was a very wealthy attorney or someone with a lot of money. And you wonder how many tickets. It was $100 a ticket. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I bought it one year, and then I saw who won. I said, the deck is stacked.
Contributed.
I bought some
Well,
ducks,
the
I
more
think.
tickets you buy,
Yep.
the more chance you have to
Increases your
win.
chances.
That's correct.
That's right.
So I don't know, but you know, if they're buying 100 tickets at $100 a piece, and you're buying
Their odds
one,
are a little better
Yeah.
than little Charlie.
there's
Roger.
102 tickets in
Yeah.
the draw.
But here's in the end, though, you're helping support Bradley University.
That's the
Yeah,
whole
that's the whole,
So-
that's the deal.
That's what I kept telling myself.
Yeah.
When
And if they were worth their salt, they would have given it back to the school.
That's true.
ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah. No,
I
those
think-
I had to do that a lot when I win the drawings
on the
at Richmond.
50/50s, do you
Yes.
at least take out your initial investment?
No,
No, you 100%.
because that was going to be my donation anyway. But
Yeah.
when
But
I
you-
go to
yeah.
another school,
Yeah.
if I buy a ticket and I win,
It's
bring
yours.
it on.
You keep it?
Yeah, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
Because I wanted a Pekin football game, a little over $800
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you kept
for
it?
a 50. Yes, I did.
What, because it was Pekin? What, you got something against Pekin?
No, I have nothing against Pekin, but I'm tired of giving all my other money.
I was going to say, he's more supportive of the Meisner family than the Pekin Chinks. I mean, the Pekin
Oh,
Dragons.
the Dragons
Yeah.
now.
Whoops.
right.
Whoops.
Oops. Oops.
Now more news from WCBU.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm John Norton. Peoria Police Chief Eric Echevarria aims to ease community fears after the latest shooting incident at Manual High School. A 15-year-old boy was arrested Friday afternoon after taking multiple shots at the school building. In a statement over the weekend, Echevarria says safety is the department's highest priority and police are working side by side with school administrators. The police chief says the suspect had been suspended earlier in the day and returned to the grounds with a firearm. The police chief says there is no indication he was targeting any people. He was apprehended shortly after the shooting following a foot pursuit. The incident was the second shooting in the vicinity of Manual High in a span of 3 days. City of Peoria is in line to receive almost $3 million to continue the police department's co-responder social services unit for another year. The city was notified earlier this month of the funding award from the Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority. The unit focuses on attending to crime victims and removing barriers to assistance services. They are still looking to hire 7 more licensed clinical social workers through Carle Health. The City Council will vote on accepting the grant during tomorrow night's meeting. The Council will also act on renewing a 5-year agreement with Advanced Medical Transport and scheduling a public hearing on the proposed Glen Hollow Business Development District. And Carle Health is seeking patients and family members to serve on advisory councils at Peoria's Methodist Hospital and elsewhere across their system. Ann Bowman is Methodist Director of Oncology and the lead for its Patient and Family Advisory Council. She says the feedback from council members is vital.
They're the best individuals to be able to provide us with information on how their experience went and allow us the opportunity to understand what we're doing really well and we should keep doing, and maybe where we can do something a little bit different.
All 8 Carle hospitals have either an existing advisory council or are in the process of launching one. Each council will have 8 to 12 members and meet quarterly. Bowman says they hope to start the council at Methodist in October. Mostly sunny day across Greater Peoria today with an expected high near 75 degrees. I'm John Norton.
Okay, John, good job as always. Let's get into the world of sports with all the latest. Another John Meisinger. Good morning, John.
Thank you. Good morning, Roger. I appreciate that. In Major League Baseball yesterday, the Cubs beat the Angels 4-3, and the Giants beat the Brewers 4-3, and those two combinations brought the Cubs from 6 games down to 5 games down. So they're staging their end of the year comeback. We'll see how well they do. White Sox beat the Twins 8-0. The Rays over the Cardinals 7-2. The Phillies 3, the Nationals 2, and the Yankees last night beat the Red Sox 7-2. After a 9th inning balk forced extra innings, the Dayton Dragons overshadowed a late Peoria rally with a comeback of their own in a 7-6 win in 10 innings at Day Air Park on Saturday. Then yesterday, the Chiefs and the Dragons ended their 6-game stretch, with the Dragons winning 4-3 in spite of 11 hits by the Chiefs. Chiefs return home tomorrow night for 6 games against South Bend Cubbies, and that starts at 6:35 p.m. And you guessed it, it's Taco Tuesday already. Get out and support your Chiefs. In the NFL, week 3 of preseason, the Bears took on the Kansas City Chiefs, beat them 29-27. Packers 20, the Seahawks 7. The Texans, beat the Lions 26-7. The Colts over the Bengals 41-14, and the Titans 23, the Vikings 13. In a thrilling season opener in college football, Rocco Becht showed off his skill by passing 2 touchdowns and adding a rushing score, leading number 22 Iowa State to a 24-21 victory over number 17 Kansas State at the Aer Lingus Classic held in Ireland. This exciting matchup features the last 2 champions of the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Now you're laughing, that doesn't help me. To commemorate the occasion, the sidelines were adorned with frosted wildberry and frosted hot fudge Sunday Pop tarts, adding a unique flavor to the conference showdown.
Adding a nice flavor, I like
Yes,
that.
it was very good,
nice.
yeah.
Yes.
This
Did my
portion,
little
of,
Johnny Carson bit there. Yeah.
this portion of sports brought to you by the confectionery in Morton.
As the excitement builds for the upcoming football season, the number 12 ranked Illinois Fighting Illini are poised to make a strong statement, kicking off their campaign on August 29th at home against the very tough Western Illinois University. Under the leadership of Coach Brett Bielema, the team is returning a majority of its starters from a very impressive 10-win season last year, which concluded with a victory at the Citrus Bowl. This promising roster, combined with Bielema's strategy, has fans eagerly anticipating what could be a historic season as the Illini look to build on their recent success and continue their ascent in college football.
Very good.
I like that,
Thank
ascent.
you very Ascent, yes. Ascent, not in like something you smell, but
Right.
in
As
something.
they're climbing, yes.
Okay.
It's the
I was
English language, yes.
sniffing out your story.
You were very good at that. Very good, Roger.
Thank you very much.
I can dish out the bells too, I guess.
Yes, you did. That was wonderful.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much, Jack. And high school football starts this week. There's some matchups going on in week 1. That's coming up this weekend. And the Big 12 Friday night games, all games for the Big 12 start at 7 p.m. Peoria High will be at Champaign Centennial. Normal West will play Notre Dame at Richwood Stadium. Normal U High will be at Manual, and Richwoods will be at Normal Community. In Mid-Illini Friday night games, Washington will be at Niles Notre Dame at 7 p.m. And I think it is Niles Notre Dame,
That's what
Roger.
I thought. I thought it was
Even
Niles.
though it's
yeah.
misspelled in the paper, or I
Well,
just typed it
somebody
one
said-
way or the
I
other.
thought it was Niles.
Yeah, I think it is.
Wasn't the guy on Frasier?
Fraser's brother's name was
yeah.
Niles.
Is he the one doing the coffee commercial? The guy, the actor that played Niles?
No,
It's-
that guy was.
That's Rye Coffee.
Yeah, I think that's
That's-
Neil Patrick Harris.
He was-
Mushroom stuff.
Yeah, he was the one that was on the.
He was
where he
Du-
was the young doctor. What was?
Doogie Howser.
Doogie Howser.
And then he
MD.
was in
okay.
How I
Then
Met
he
Your
had another
Mother.
show,
Not
yes.
Doogie.
Yes, it was Doogie Howser.
Doogie. Wasn't Dookie.
No, it was
I think Dookie means something else,
D-O-O-G-I-E.
doesn't
What
it?
was Doogie? I
Doogie
thought it was
Howser.
Dookie. Okay.
By the way, I don't know whether you noticed, Terry Growe just inhaled I think he set a record. I don't think you've eaten in 3 weeks.
Well,
The way you inhaled that, I mean, I was embarrassed.
I skipped dinner last night. I was hungry.
You skipped dinner last night?
I did.
I don't know how you do that.
Well, I drove home.
Go to bed and fall asleep.
I was
I
coming
guess.
back from Wisconsin. I
Yeah.
drove home, and I forgot to take my cigars, and so I had real crappy. So I had a really good cigar when I got home, and
Do you ate the cigar?
no, I didn't eat it.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to bed.
Okay, so you just didn't drive through and pick something up and eat it on the way.
No, I don't like fast food. I don't do fast food. I don't buy it.
Well, that's good for you. Good for
yeah.
you.
I don't.
yeah.
That's why you ate this cake.
That's why I
'cause
just
it's
inhaled it.
much better for you than that
Yeah.
crappy dry food.
Even though it was eaten
cheeseburger.
fast, it's not
Yeah.
fast
Yeah.
food.
It was 3 cups
No,
of sugar.
right?
Well, it was a fast eater.
You know,
but
that's
it was-
okay.
He can
eat it
but it
however
was
he
not
wants to.
fast food.
I brought it in for people to
I
enjoy.
typically don't eat that much
He
sugar.
did enjoy
but
it.
I was hungry.
Boy, you know what?
I was surprised because I didn't hear you take a breath.
Well, I was kind of hungry.
Yeah,
But I got to tell you.
You feel
never
better
mind.
now?
Yeah, yeah. I want
Okay.
to tell you about the drinks and.
Let me
We'll
finish this
you
up
finish
very
this
quickly here. Like I said, Washington and Niles Notre Dame
Okay,
at
good
7 p.m. Dunlap at Galesburg at 7:30. Limestone at Mount Zion at 7:30. Sterling at Metamora at 7:30. Mohammed Seymour at Morton at 7:30. A lot of new football coaches between the Big 12 and the Mid-Illini this year, so it'll be kind of fun to watch, see how people do. And Roger, that's sports.
Sports, and now
Well,
Drinks,
we went to a nice little restaurant in De Pere. De Pere.
Depew.
No, De
De
Pere.
Pere, Wisconsin.
De Pere,
Potato,
Wisconsin.
potato.
The home of Norbert College is just right on the water there. But anyway, and every once in a while, not very often,
Nice folding.
not as often as I used to.
You do is that? Do you do that for therapy?
I do, but every once in a while, I'll order an old fashioned.
Oh, and they're big in Wisconsin. That's one of their big.
But they don't
Old
make
fashioned.
them right. She says, "Do you want a Wisconsin?" They said, "Wisconsin." You want a Wisconsin old fashioned? I said, "No, I just want an old fashioned." What's a Wisconsin old fashioned? She said, "Well, we'll put
Brandy.
no 7-Up." I said, "Excuse me, in an old fashioned? That kind of defeats the purpose of the whiskey." But
Yeah.
and she said, "No," and she said, "We do that in Wisconsin." I said, "No, I don't want sugar in my drink." And,
Want some whiskey in your water and sugar in your tea.
Yeah, they that's what they have a Wisconsin old fashioned. It's I guess they can drink more of them. Wisconsinites like their drink.
Yes, they do.
They
I
like
didn't
to drink
realize.
it. Oh,
I
they
didn't think
do.
they were.
Stay warm.
I thought
yeah, I think that's what it is.
it must be a combination of old fashioned and cheese, because big
Yes.
Wisconsin or Wisconsin is
Wisconsin.
big
Wisconsin.
on Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
I believe Kyle's on the line. Good morning.
Speaking of liking their drink, top of the morning, Roger.
Hey, top of the
Irish,
morning to you there, little leprechaun. I'm guessing you had a record crowd this year.
I don't know if it's record crowd, but numbers were definitely really, really good. We poured a lot of pints. We had a lot of people. We had amazing bands. We had fantastic dancing. We had incredible, immaculate weather. If I could bottle it and repackage it every Irish Fest weekend, I would. It is gorgeous. I mean, today, even San Diego is jealous of our weather. So.
You know, that's true. I'll tell you, I talked to my sister who lives in Indio, not too far, well, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours from San Diego. And I told her what was going on. She says, "You're having better weather than we are."
Yeah, no,
Good.
It's amazing. We finally get our comeuppance, I guess you could say. But no, it was incredible. It was just a great weekend. Weather-wise, no storms, no excessive heat, a great breeze off the river. So great that it knocked over a vendor's tent because we put in like the contracts, hey, anchoring your tent, that's on you. That's not on us. And they were mad at us, and it was so funny because they actually, it was Saturday around, it was like 1:30 or something like that, and I get a call on my CB, our radios that we have, our walkie-talkies down there, and they're like, "Hey, there's a vendor, and we're delegating it to you." And I'm like, "I don't handle vendors. Why are you handing it to me?" And they're like, "Well, it's a weather issue." I was like, "Are you serious right now?" I went out for that. And I was like, "What?"
Did you help him fish his tent out of the river?
No, I didn't go in the river, thank God. It's not like it was, 3 years ago we had tents go in the river. That was fun. But no, it just knocked over, but he had his merchandise out, and some of it had knocked over as well, and he lost a few earrings, and yeah,
That's his
it
fault.
is what it is.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Well, it's the thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I had to
insurance.
remind him, and I'm not in charge of vendors, but I'm like, well, "Sir, I believe it's in your contract that you're supposed to anchor it down. No, that's not on us." He's like,
Common
"Well, that was
sense.
perfect." I'm like, "I know, but yeah, it's common sense. That's the thing. And when you're on the river, you do get some good breezes
Oh,
off
yeah.
it.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah,
Must
and
have.
it was just a blessing for us. But,
Yeah, must have been a Baptist.
Them a Protestant, maybe, yeah. Maybe. No. I'm kidding.
I
We
know,
love the
I
orange.
know. But it was a great event, wasn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. Just
How'd the
another
Byrne-
great Irish fest.
How'd the Byrne
Wonderful
brothers
44th
do?
year. Oh, they're amazing. Oh my gosh, there's so many girls that just come down just for the Byrne brothers.
Oh.
Tommy and Finn and Luca and Dempsey. They do such an amazing job, and just the crowd got into it, and they had the Irish dancers up. I asked them to join up on the stage, and the ones that were too scared to get up on the stage with them were dancing down in front of the stage, and it was just, and the people were clapping, and the high school girls were all ooh-fooing and fawning, and they took videos for their TikTok and whatnot, and it was adorable.
So they did a jig, huh? Yeah. That's right.
Oh, they did many a jig.
Many a jig.
Oh,
the jig was up.
No,
Jig was up. High
was
74
nice.
today, is that about right?
No, I'm saying 72, so I think you're couple degrees
Oh,
up on
okay.
yours.
All right, well, call me a liar for 2 degrees, okay.
No, I'm not
And
calling you a liar.
then, tonight though, a little chilly, huh? 51?
It's not chilly. No,
Well,
tonight
compared to
it's
95 or 105 index,
No.
that's cold.
No. I just a side story. Although I'm gonna keep you guys too long today.
That's okay.
When I got up for my run at 5 o'clock this morning, I got like 2 blocks from home, and I'm like, I need to go back and get a longer shirt or a jacket or something. It was cold.
It was
It was cold.
Yes,
It was
right.
cold this morning. Yeah. Not just shorts and a t-shirt weather. It was chilly. I was like, this is not good. But yeah, and even I make mistakes sometimes, believe it or not. So.
But the week is going to be sensational.
Absolutely, that's the best way to say it. Sensational. Cherish it, package it, rebottle it, sell it if you can. We'll be in the 70s all week. Gonna have plenty of sunshine. We are back to the bit of concern. We are going to be dry this week, which is unfortunate because we're starting to get back into maybe an abnormally dry stage here in Central Illinois.
Oh, you've been calling that wolf all year, and it's been fine.
I know, right? Exactly. You're right. No, because back in July, I was buying into it. I'm like, this is not good. We're in a Z2 stage because we need rain, and the good Lord provided us with timely rain. And if we can get just 3 or 4 more weeks of timely rains out of it, we'll get the crops harvested. Then it can be dry all at once, and until we get snow. But no, we do need some rain. We're not seeing any chance of rain in the forecast this week, so, water your flowers if you still have them, and lawns really aren't that big of a concern this time of year, but as we get back into the fall stage. But, no, great weather for Friday Night Lights this Friday, great weather for practices, great weather for whatever you want to do, just get out and
There's
enjoy
a ball
it,
game
because-
tonight. So.
Is there a ball game tonight?
Taco
Great weather for
Tuesday.
ball games tonight.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
night. I'm
it's
sorry.
tomorrow night.
Yeah,
It's tomorrow
Tuesday.
night. That's the Chiefs. No, you're fine. Just your days. As long as it ends in a Y, you'll be fine, Mr.
Yeah,
Scott.
that'll be all right.
But yeah.
Today, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's it. But yeah, just great weather this week. We do warm back up next week, and then we're watching a storm. We talked about it briefly on Friday there in the studio, but it looks to be a tropical storm, possibly Hurricane Gabrielle, and that is heading right towards Florida. So we'll keep an eye on that. It'll be probably a post-Labor Day arrival, but we're definitely monitoring it. So.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
all we
it.
got.
Yep.
That's it.
Are we going to have a heat wave the following week, or
Yeah.
what's your long range look
No,
at?
not really. 80s is
Yeah, the
a little
90s
bit
are gone,
warmer.
right? The 90s are gone for the year. That
Well, now I
105
caution
heat
you
index
on
is
that.
done. Huh?
We don't. It's still a bit early to say that. We've seen 90s in September plenty of times. Last year on September 23rd, we got up and we broke 90s. So 90s aren't necessarily gone, but for the next couple of weeks, we are going to be below 90 at
cool.
least. But no, next week we will. When we get back to September 1st, next Monday, for Labor Day, we do start to warm back up starting the first week of September. So it'll be probably in the 80s this year for the Marigold Festival. Still too early to tell what it's going to be for Pumpkin Fest or Oktoberfest the week after. But no, it's just a great week this week to get out and enjoy it. And then we'll be monitoring, of course, the tropical activity, especially in the Atlantic and the Gulf, because now it's prime time. I don't know if you guys know this, but I feel like we have to bring a little history into it.
It was 20 years ago today that Hurricane Katrina made landfall.
Really?
In Louisiana.
20 years.
Yep.
Wow.
20 years ago today, yes, sir. Little history, weather history for you. Yeah, no one's talking about it either. I don't know.
Well, we will.
I thought for sure the news would cover it today.
Well, we're talking about it now, thanks
we're talking
to
about it.
Mr. Weather.
That's right, because I remember those weather events, and there really wasn't so much the hurricane. The hurricane was just Category 3. It was the unfortunate pumping stations.
Well,
in
the
the
levee
city of
broke,
New
right?
Orleans.
The levee. The
The
levee.
levee broke and the pumping stations, the pumping stations failed.
Yeah.
Yep, they failed because
You took
the
your
city
Chevy
did
to
not-
the levee?
Yeah,
The
it
levee
wasn't
was
dry.
Yeah, before that.
dry.
No,
Dry.
it was because, and not to get political, but it was because the money that was allocated to improve the infrastructure was spent on something that the
Oh,
money wasn't allocated
you're
for.
kidding.
What?
I
Politicians
can't-
screwed up.
State of Louisiana, of all
Come
places.
Yeah.
Yes. New Orleans, Mr. Mayor, Ray Nagin, if you remember.
Nagy?
Yeah, it was a Nagin or Nagy. Ray
Nagy,
something,
I
but
think.
yeah. It was a Nagy? Okay, yeah. No, he just, in my opinion, he let down his people. It just, he didn't do his job and take care of it. And so we had a catastrophic event that was the flooding of the city of New Orleans. Again, it was a Category 3 storm. It really wasn't a major, well, it was a major hurricane, but it wasn't so much the hurricane that did it. It was the failure of the infrastructure in
Yeah.
the state of Louisiana, and I'll die on that cross. So here we go.
Yeah. Beautiful city. Have you been to New Orleans?
I've been to New Orleans. Yes, it's a quite
Historic
well,
city.
It's very dirty.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. No, it's historic. It is amazing because you do recognize right away that it's below sea level when you look down near where the Mississippi River is, and you can see the boats are above where you are. It's like, oh wow, okay, well, they got to that wall. Those levees, yeah. But no, a dear friend, his son was actually ordained a priest, a Jesuit priest, many years ago down in New Orleans, and we all drove down to celebrate Father Vincent Jacobazzi, who is now the principal at a very prominent Jesuit school in Tampa. He was at Rockhurst in Kansas City for many years, and now he is taken over in Tampa. So I'm keeping him abreast of the tropical activity as well, because he's going to experience what I think will probably be his first tropical system this fall, in the next couple months at least. But yeah.
Well, thank you for the update on the weather and history as well, my friend. Did you dress as a leprechaun for the Irish Fest?
I did not. I thought about it, but I had to wear my official executive committee polos as a member of the board.
Did you take your shillelagh stick with you?
I had my shillelagh.
Did you have your itty-bitty bagpipes?
I did not have my itty-bitty
Okay, I
bagpipes.
just wanna make sure.
I did not. But I do want to give a shout-out. Oh, my gosh. I almost forgot. You're good about bragging about your grandkids. I'm going to brag about my son.
Do it.
So, Washington, the JFL season started yesterday, and we played Morton, one of our rivals that we love so much. But so the 12U JFL team, we were down 12-0 at halftime, and we came back and won. 16-0 at halftime. We came back and won 18-16.
Oh, wow.
Touchdown
Oh,
in
what
the
an
closing
exciting game.
minute. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. No, it was
That's
great.
What
tremendous.
position did your son play?
So he's a fullback. And it's really interesting. So he was like left tackle, and then they moved him to fullback because in 12U there's no weight limit for ball carriers.
He's a Husky
and
kid.
so they're like, well, Kellen's the bus, so we'll just give him the ball. And he definitely did his job. He didn't get any touchdowns, which he was kind of bummed about yesterday, but he moved the ball.
Well, he moved
a
the
lot.
ball.
He got
That's right.
many a first down. I was so proud of him. At one point, my dad got video of it. I'll try to send it to one of you guys. There were like 3 kids trying to bring him down, and finally the kid rolled over and cut out his legs, and he finally fell. But yeah, I mean, it was
Well, good
I
for
was
him.
proud of him.
You
He
bet.
got 8 yards on that play.
Oh,
And
that's
they knew.
tremendous.
And he just drove it right up the middle, and you could see like when he went through the initial line and like let it fall back, and then there's one kid climbing on the back of him and another kid hanging on the side, and finally one of the big kids just rolled over in front of him, and he took out his legs, and Kellen fell over, and he lost his breath on that hit too because he had to come over the sidelines. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I can't breathe. Yeah.
He probably fell on the ball. That'll cause it sometime.
Yeah. No, he held onto the ball, thank God. That was my biggest fear, was the ball would come out. Because our poor running back, bless his heart, he lost the ball on a play that would have been a touchdown play. And they came up, and God bless the Morton player, he hit it just right, like a Charles Peanut Tillman, just popped it right out. I mean, it was a perfect hit. And when the ball comes out, it's like, no, because he's like 10 yards from the end zone. And then Morton recovered it, and they didn't score on that play. 'Cause
Well,
it ended up
exciting name for you, Howard Cosell. Thank you for the update. That was wonderful.
You're welcome. I know. Just a humble little brag, but yeah. So we have more football this week, and Friday Night Lights this Friday. I'm so excited to get back into the football picks. It'll be a lot of fun. And
Well, you're always excited. You get excited just to see clouds in the sky. Oh, look at the
That
clouds.
was a cloud.
That's right. No, that's great. All right, I'll let you guys get back to the news. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for your support of the Irish Fest.
You
Thank
bet.
you for bragging about the Irish Fest.
You bet.
Thank you for. I'm sorry about your Jimmy John's experience. My wife was telling me about it after I got out of the shower. Yeah, and I'm like, what? They're just complaining because they just meat and cheese and stuff. And she was saying, oh, the Slims, that's all they have is meat and cheese. So, yeah. But
Makes it even
these are the
better.
news we deal with today, Mr. Meisinger.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Amen. All right, guys. Have a great week.
Thank you, Kyle.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bye.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Yeah,
I am
it's always
too.
nice
It's always nice
talking
talking to
with
Kyle.
Kyle. I'm glad the staff enjoyed it. I'm so glad. That weather report for the past 15 minutes have been brought to you by your hometown community banks, division of Morton Community Bank, 46 locations in central Illinois to serve you. Look for the clock tower and you'll know they have time for you. Member FDIC.
Some homeowners in Tazewell County learned last week their taxes are going to jump. That's because they received notice from the Tazewell County Supervisor of Assessments that their assessments are increasing by 7.20%. Blame it on a 4-year quadrennial reassessment. It means your home is now worth more. That's the good news. The bad news is you're going to get hit with a higher real estate tax bill.
Tazewell County. That's, let me see, Morton, maybe?
Yes, yes, it is. You smart Elliot.
You look a little sad
I opened
today.
mine and sad today. I looked at that and I said 7.20%.
You figured that out in your head right away, didn't you? It's like, what the?
I didn't have the exact numbers, but I know I'm going to pay at the pump.
Well, your house is worth more money, so
Oh yeah,
congratulations.
that sure helps me when I die.
Well, no, but
Help
the
my
kids will be happier.
Yeah, hey, nice going, Dad. Nice going.
2.5 million people have signed a petition asking the governor of Florida to go easy on the illegal immigrant truck driver who caused the death of 3 people. 28-year-old Harjinder Singh made an illegal U-turn on a Florida highway, leading to a collision with a minivan, killing all 3 occupants.
I wonder if the signers of that petition, if they might have a little different opinion if it was their family that was killed by the stupid truck driver.
I'm guessing that they put that on social media and half of the people didn't even know what they were signing. I mean, that's a lot.
Now, there
of
has to
people.
be,
And
how
the other
ca-
half were dead.
Yeah, and the other half were, yeah. I mean, that's nuts.
That is nuts. This guy could identify what? Couldn't identify, out of 10 road signs, he could identify all but 4, I think. And then he spoke no English, as I understand. And he's driving a semi.
A semi. Mm-hmm.
What's that say for the company that hires him?
Not a whole
stupid.
lot. Yep.
Stupid.
A New York appeals court has tossed the $500 million penalty assessed by Judge Arthur Engoron against President Trump. They said Judge Engoron's ruling was excessive and violated the 8th Amendment. But the 5-member panel left intact Engoron's decision that Trump and his company were liable for allegedly inflating the value of his real estate holdings in order to get a favorable rate. Houston police reported homeowners shot and killed 2 men who were posing as police attempting to serve a warrant. The men were wearing bulletproof vests marked police, but no patrol cars with flashing lights were present, said the homeowner, who said he was concerned about his personal safety. The 2 men wore masks and had badges around their necks when they started firing at the home. In local news, police arrested a 15-year-old boy last Friday after he started shooting near the front of Manual High School in the 800 block of South Griswold Street. No one was injured. Police Chief Eric Echeverria said the teenager had been suspended from Manual earlier in the day. He's been charged with aggravated discharge of a firearm, criminal damage to property since some of the bullets hit the school building, obstruction, and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. The young gunman was taken to the county's juvenile center. Police so far have not made a connection between the Friday shooting and one that took place last Wednesday that injured a 15-year-old female student. And as we were just speaking with Kyle Arnold, and he said, thanks to the weather and an exciting lineup of entertainment, the 44th Annual Irish Fest on the Riverfront was a huge success. Also, the annual duck race on behalf of the Center for Prevention of Abuse was a huge success. All 35,000 ducks were sold, raising a record $230,000. And that's it for headlines, Roger.
All right, let's get into, I guess, a final check of the weather.
Okay.
Formally presented by Spoon River Home Health since 1993, providing home health care by caregivers who care. We're talking about nurses, therapists, and home care assistants, locally owned and operated. Spoon River Home Health, available 24/7. You can call them anytime, 309-245-0723.
Beautiful today. Sunny, breezy. Get out there, have fun. 72 for a high today, 51 tonight. Mild weather continues for tomorrow. Sunshine, 75. Right now, it's 56 at the wazoo, Roger.
You got it, my friend. And there you have the news and the weather at the bottom of the hour. Well, it is Monday, August 25th. On this day in history, August 25th, 1939.
Oh, good.
What happened in the entertainment world?
Well, somebody was born.
Snow White was released as the first animated movie.
Ooh.
Wow.
Incorrect.
Okay.
But is it a release? Is she
it a
on
movie?
track?
She's on track.
Wizard of Oz was released.
That is correct.
Oh, good.
Really?
Now, you know what? That's really good.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow,
Wow.
yes.
Became one of the best loved movies in movie history in the theater. Opened in theaters around the United States. It was based on
True story.
the novel titled,
I
Wizard
think
of Oz.
the Wizard of Oz.
well,
The
you're,
Oz of Wizard.
Oz.
I know.
you're partially correct.
L. Frank Baum wrote it.
The Yellow Brick Road. The Flying
The
Monkey.
wonderful
The Wonderful
Wizard
Wizard of
of
Oz.
Oz.
Oh, okay. We have that
And what
wonderful.
year was it written?
Let's say 27.
Way too high.
30.
1830.
Way too low.
Oh, okay.
18.
Way too low.
Oh, 19.
Yes.
1906.
Oh boy, close, but
5.
1900.
100.
Oh.
Even.
Okay.
It was nominated for Academy Award in what category?
Science fiction.
No.
Yeah, what,
Wait a minute, what
what
categories
category?
did they
Best
have back
Picture?
then?
Yeah, nominated, but who won it?
In
It was
39?
not The Wizard of Oz.
No,
It did not win.
Oh.
Oh, it's Elizabeth
No.
Taylor.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind is correct.
Frankly, I don't give a
by-
damn.
The thank you. What was it? Clark Gable, famous line. Who was the female lead?
Vivian Leigh.
Vivian,
Yeah.
frankly,
Scarlett O'Hara.
frankly,
Do you remember what Clark Gable
Yeah.
said?
Yes, Terry's quoting it.
frankly, I don't give a damn.
No?
Frankly, my dear.
No,
Frankly, my dear.
no,
I don't give
that
a damn.
wasn't it.
No?
His line was, "I give you kisses for breakfast, kisses for lunch, kisses for supper, and now I find you've been eating out."
What are you talking about? What?
The-
Well, that made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
is that
The
from?
Wizard of Oz won best song for
Somewhere over the
Somewhere
rainbow.
over the
Over the
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
That's the only song. I mean, what other songs were there?
Oh,
It's a
there was,
musical.
that's
off
true.
to see the wizard. And
Yeah, but that was, and then the one about the horses changing colors, and I guess there was a few songs.
Flying Monkey.
It was televised in what year?
Scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
Boy.
Colorized? Did you say?
No, he's televised.
Televised.
1960.
Ooh, close, but a little too high.
Okay.
58.
Ooh, little too high.
1956.
Very good.
Really? That's when I was born.
How many people estimated watched that inaugural broadcast?
12, because that's all the color TVs there were. In this.
Well, only
How many
some of it
million?
was color.
Double digit.
Wow, 22 million. Too high.
Too low.
Ooh.
35 million.
Too low.
Are you counting Munchkins?
I'm counting whatever it says on my answer sheet. In the 40s.
46
Oh,
so close.
Well, yeah,
Too high?
yes. Slide just
45.
barely by 1 million.
45.
Okay, now you mentioned some of the famous lines. They said some of the film's famous lines, including, but they did not mention.
Toto.
Yeah, it
we're
was
not in
never
Kansas
said
anymore.
exactly in the movie, play it again, Sam. They never did say that.
No, that's Casablanca.
What movie are we
Oh.
talking about?
Okay,
The
we're
Wizard
talking
of-
about Oz.
Yes,
We've been to Casablanca.
yeah,
I said
know.
Toto, we're not in Kansas
Kansas
anymore.
Close, very good, and you get credit for it. Toto, I have a feeling
we're not in
in Kansas City, but that was close enough
Oh, thank
to
you.
give
Thank
you
Had
a
a little pity on me.
cupcake. What was the other famous line?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
Well, that's not on this
Oh,
list.
okay. I'm melting as the Wicked Witch has the water. as you
Many
see.
people have this on a shingle or a plaque in their house.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
There's no place like home.
That's it.
Oh, good. Very good. Very good.
You know, I get a little sick of you winning all these.
Oh, and I'll sit here and shut up then.
No, don't do that.
I'll just sit here and look
You are,
pretty.
you are, that's very, well, as a matter of fact, I don't know whether you guys have noticed, she is color coordinated today.
Very much. Well, she
Checkered,
seems to be very
checkered
color
blouse.
nails and
What do you
the-
mean sometimes she
Do we
isn't?
have a close-up of
the nails?
and look at her fingernails
Oh, okay.
and look at her toenails.
Oh, I haven't been
Everything,
down that far yet,
No.
Roger.
well,
I can't see me underneath this
yeah.
desk unless I put my head down and then.
but you are color coordinated.
Wow.
Definitely is.
Congratulations.
That was for the party, the big
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
That is,
I'm glad we had this talk.
yeah.
I'm glad we had this talk.
You know the Scarecrow got very, very sick.
No, it was the Tin Man.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. The Tin Man.
Because
Yeah.
of the paint.
Yes,
Yes.
because
It was aluminum or
Oh,
something.
really?
well,
Is
that's
that
why
right?
Buddy Epson started out as the Tin Man, and he had a horrible reaction
You really?
And then
From
it
the
went-
metal?
from the
Or the
paint,
paint.
the
But the
paint
paint,
that
it's
they
some kind of
used for the
metallic
the
paint or
silver
something.
paint.
It was very nasty stuff.
And then that's why Jack Haley wound up being the Tin Man, because he didn't have quite as severe reaction to it.
The first thing you know, old Jed was a millionaire, so it didn't
Yeah,
matter. did it?
yeah, no, it didn't matter. And then a Munchkin, there's a rumor that a Munchkin hung himself.
I believe
Oh.
that's not necessarily a rumor. I believe that's a true
Yeah,
story.
you're kidding.
Well, that's a true story. Oh,
Wow.
okay. But
What
you
do you
could
think
see
of-
it in a picture or something, right? In the background of
What? It's in the movie?
Well, it's not in the
Oh,
movie,
yeah,
but it
but
was.
it-
It was.
That's what they were saying.
There was a
and-
picture kind of in the background of this little guy
Yeah, a little
or gal.
spooky.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That is,
That's disturbing.
Yeah. It was.
very-
That was a spooky movie.
What
When I was-
we've got here is failure to communicate.
That was in the movie.
That was in-
That was
the
in
movie.
Casablanca.
That was in-
no, that was an Abbott Costello meet. Frankenstein. For that
It's my
matter.
favorite
Here's
movie,
our
Casablanca.
pet
My favorite movie.
tip
like
of
that?
the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little-known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. Caring for our pets is just like caring for children. We need to remember their treatments and appointments and keep them current. Sometimes, with all that's going on in our lives, this can be difficult. I suggest you use a family calendar that you write your pet's needs right along with your family's appointments. If you use the calendar on your smartphone, tablet, or other electronic device, just key in the things you need to remember and have it beep you when a task is due. It's easy to remember to feed, water, and walk a pet, but when was the last time you bathed your dog, clipped their nails, or gave them their monthly flea treatment? Today's flea treatments are designed to work in such a way that we need only apply the treatment once a month. But it has to be done regularly and consistently to be effective. Monthly also makes it easy to forget. Bathing, depending on the breed, should be done once a month as well. Nails should be clipped every 2 weeks, and dental cleaning should be done yearly, the same as vaccinations. If we know we have something coming due, it's easier to fit it into our schedules rather than scrambling at the last minute to update vaccinations or paying more to bring an animal current on their treatments. Dental cleanings is one of those treatments that, if missed, can cause you more expense. Plaque left untreated causes heart disease. So make use of whatever device you have and add your pet's needs to your calendar. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's Pet Tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at PeoriaPetCrematory.com.
Hey, we have a few minutes left, and we're going to do our musical quiz. Get a lot of feedback. Our listeners and viewers kind of like the quiz, so we're going to try to squeeze some quick songs in. And if you know the name of the song and or the artist, shout it out.
Okay.
And here's song number
I can
1.
name that tune in. Oh. Cats and Fitzgerald by Cat Stevens.
No, Harry Chapin.
Oh, Harry Chapin.
Well, that was quick. Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chaplin.
No, Chapin. Chapin. Chapin.
It's Chaplin, because I always like the Chaplin. For that. Try this one. One of my favorite songs, and its day. I love this song.
This is Phil Collins.
No? I think it was in a movie, wasn't it? With the same title. I love this song.
Never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight.
I Never Seen You Look So Lovely.
Lady in Red. Chris de Burgh.
Yeah, that's right. The Lady in Red.
Yep.
Chris de Burgh
DeBerg.
from Pittsburgh.
About,
Because I know that you heard that.
Did he ever have another hit song, or was that it?
This was his
Wonderful,
biggest, yeah.
That was okay. How about this one? Another one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite singers.
Celine Dion.
The story of my life
It's still a diamond.
That's correct. And the title is?
is very plain to read.
That's right. The story of my life. First thing he said.
Definitely wasn't Celine Dion.
No.
I only went because you said it's one of my favorite singers.
Yeah, I thought the
Celine
same
Dion.
thing. That was
I watch the distant lights along the runway disappear into the evening.
Boy, you got me.
Well, I think we stumped the panel, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you did too.
Never could
Online there, see if anybody's hollering.
Oh, when I was a DJ, I pronounced the guy's last name as Arbuckle. For fun.
Oh, Garfunkel?
Yes, Garfunkel.
Art Garfunkel?
Art Garfunkel, yeah.
This is Art
I called
Garfunkel?
him Art, really?
Carbuncle.
What was the name of the song?
I don't know.
I don't know, it's not the title.
That's not it. Okay.
2 words.
Thank you. Didn't we get that one, Terry?
Yeah, you did good.
Nailed it.
You did good.
I never heard that song.
Let's see.
Never heard that song.
You never heard that song? See if you know this one. I know you've heard this song.
Yes.
All your life you've waited for love to come and stay. And now that I have found,
I don't know the artist or the song.
must not slip away. I know it's hard believing the words you've heard.
Last name the same as if you have a fence around your house, what does the fence also require?
Gate?
A gate?
Okay,
Bill Gates? Just Bill Gates?
Is this Brad?
David Gates.
David Gates. Because David
And
Gates.
what's the name of the song?
Let me tell you goodbye.
Goodbye Girl is correct. One.
Okay.
You guys are doing hotter than a firecracker. All right, let's try this one, boys and girls.
Barry White.
It did be Barry White. Hello, baby.
Guy's first name is part of the well-known comedic trio Curly and Moe.
Larry?
Larry? Larry who?
Williams. Just be Larry.
What was one of your favorite crackers?
Hey, Larry.
Ritz?
What?
Larry
Ritz?
No?
Larry Saltine.
Larry Graham.
Oh, Larry Graham.
Yeah.
You
Don't know this song?
No.
1 in a Million?
Hey, baby.
No problem.
All right, here's another guy that's got a great singing voice.
You were far when I could have been your star.
Michael Bublé.
Listen to people who scares you to death, and from my heart, strange
The drag? Is the drag singer?
His first name is my middle name.
George.
George, right?
George Benson.
George Benson. George Michael. Doesn't that ring a bell?
Oh, from Wham. Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
What's the title of the song?
I don't.
Don't know.
Kissing a Fool.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, you
never kissed me.
You missed that one. Let's see. I think you might be able to get this song, the artist.
Well, you can walk out on me tonight if you think that it ain't feeling
Country
right.
guy.
Yes, that's,
Yes.
that is correct.
There ain't no getting over me.
That's the name of the song.
That's the name of the song, right? There's no getting over me.
Say that
George
you
Strait.
need to be free,
No?
but there ain't no place that I won't be.
Brett,
I'll give you a clue on the last name. So what they do in Vermont when they tap a tree, what do they get out of it?
Sap.
Yes. Maple. Yeah. Ronnie Maple.
Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Satisfied.
Ronnie Maple. That sounds
Remember
like
this
a
song?
I do. That's what was driving me nuts because I know this song. I saw it.
butting in, taking your concentration away.
Don't you know you can tell everyone that we're through?
Yeah. Tell everyone.
Sing into a tree.
Oh, all right. Just, knock it off, would you? And let's, yeah.
a song.
How about another song? Yeah.
Okay.
I know you know this one, and you know the group singing it as well.
The Carpenters.
Flying me back to Memphis. Gotta find my Daisy Jane.
The Eagles?
No.
Well, the summer's gone.
The United States,
Oh, it's America.
America, yes. And who's it about?
It's about a horse, isn't it?
Well, I left her just to
One of them
It's
is.
about a girl. What was Mansfield's first name?
ease the pain.
What did you say?
Jane?
Yes.
Daisy Jane, isn't
Daisy
it?
Jane. That's
Daisy
right.
It's a team effort here.
Yep.
You guys did really
We
good.
like the
We may
hints.
be
The
off
hints
air
help.
by now.
All right, and we close.
One more
See if you
minute.
get this one.
That's Phil Collins. Is that Phil Collins?
No.
I never.
It's the Lady in Red again.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Give you reruns.
I said Phil Collins on both of them.
I know it. It's like that. You know, normally you
twice.
learn once you get your paperback.
No,
but
we're getting too old
very
for
well.
this.
we're out of here. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, God loves you, and so do we. Have a great day, everyone.
Romance, given half a chance. I have never seen that dress you're wearing, or the highlights in your hair that catch your eye.